Welcome to the Blxxk Anime Podcast.
You see me dead, do you? Well then. Go on.
She's all about that ass. That's slice of life.
Like I love Naruto. I grew up on Naruto. But like, it'll be for me. It's like I just always compared anime to Naruto.
You are now tuned into the Blxxk Anime Podcast.
Not the same.
Bro, that nigga was strong. He just got caught up by that.
Emma is Naruto.
Not the same, bro. Not even close.
I'm afraid he got
even killed him.
Definitely better. And that's
Get your baby, dude. Get your baby.
You are now tuned in to the Blxxk Anime Podcast.
How I irk you, bro? This is the end of the road. Afro Samurai.
What's good, everybody? I want to welcome y'all to another episode of the Blxxk Anime Podcast, where we talk about anime, manga, webtoons, culture, all that shit and more. And today, as always, you got your main man, Aaron, a.k.a. The Lost Homie, a.k.a. The Anime Anthology. And we got your boy. Go ahead.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Evan, aka Gracefield's finest orphan, aka Mr. Blanco's Book Club.
And today we got some of our, our favorites, some of our favorite guests back up on here. Some people from the Worst Gem podcast. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
What up? It's One Piece Leek of the Worst Generation Podcast, aka Mr. Runner of the Fades, aka Twitter Fingers. What's good, y'all? Happy to be on the Blxxk Anime Podcast.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl PandaDaDon, better known as the OG Panda, better known as Pipple Panda from the Worst Generation Podcast. It's amazing to be here. Make sure you check out hashtag Give Panda the Ops every Thursday, where I put you on some new shit. What's up, everybody?
This like Panda's third appearance on here. That was smooth though, It's like Panda's third appearance on here. She must like it because she keep coming back. She must like
y'all
it.
Y'all like, even though y'all be messing up from time to time.
You know what? We're going to keep moving because I feel like I'm going to get disrespected. So today we got a full episode, as always. But let's start out with the what's up, Again, people acting like COVID don't exist, but it does. It exists to me. That's all that matters. And So, what everybody been watching, what everybody been reading, what you've been doing, how's your week been? A, B, C, D, F, G. Let's start off with the person who's it's their first time on the pod. Leek, go ahead.
Oh man, this week has been very entertaining. Like 6 days away from my daughter's due date, so that's exciting and anxious. As far as what I've been watching, I actually have been going back watching Hajime no Ippo for the first time. Late to the party, but it's heat. I mostly been reading. I read a lot more than I watch. Everything in Jump, with the exception of Chainsaw Man, so Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, One Punch Man, Black Clover. Shit. If it's in Jump and it's hot right now, I'm pretty much reading that shit. And then I actually started another manhwa called Player Reborn, I think it's called. Caught up on Tower of God last month. Currently reading Solo Leveling. That's that heat pack. But yeah, that's what I'm on right now.
Why not Chainsaw Man? I've heard a lot of great things about it.
Bro, I keep hearing it's good, but I couldn't get past the first chapter.
Oh, all right.
Not that it was boring. I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was just wild. No, I don't know about this.
Because,
I might go back eventually though.
I think it's a boy Miguel from Anime Lately. They be doing their reviews every week, and he love that shit.
Yeah, so does Project Manga. They review that shit faithfully every week.
All right, let's move on. Let's go, Panda. What you got?
This week has been, I was off work all this week, and I'm mentally and emotionally preparing for school, which starts on Monday. Trying to get my sleep pattern together, and that's going to shit. Thank you, anxiety. But I've been having a pretty good week, all things considering. As far as what I've been reading, I've been watching a lot of shit. Like right now, I'm watching Golden Kamuy. I started watching Sweetness and Lightning yesterday, which is this cute little anime about this single father raising his daughter after his wife dies, which is really adorable. What else? I've been catching up on manga. I've been reading. What have I been reading? I forgot what I've read. I'm going to start Jujutsu Kaisen. Later on when I get a chance. But I'm just preparing for this upcoming semester because your girl starts her practicum, so I'm going to be seeing clients. Wish me luck. Yeah, it's going to be heavy. I'm actually going to have to practice and learn my theoretical orientation, which is basically how I conduct therapy, what therapy method I use and stuff. So this is going to be interesting. I've been watching a lot. I hear it on Sora, which is a basketball anime, and it's pretty good. Tried to get into Sing yesterday for me, but like, I think Aaron, have you watched it? I think you've told me about it.
Yeah, I loved it until the last episode.
Yeah, see, I can't really get into it. I don't know, maybe I wasn't in the mind to watch it, but I don't know. I finished 91 Days, which is a mobster anime, so I like that too. Amazing. I finished Banana Fish. I am not over the ending. Probably won't be at all. I'm not okay. I'm still not okay. Yep. Still hurt. But yeah.
Going through a week.
I am going through life, okay? I finished Banana Fish 2 weeks ago. I'm still hurt, okay? Still. Yeah, everything's going great.
Oh my gosh. Oh, actually, wait. Panda, you said you're going to school right now for, you said therapy? What is it again? It's for...
So I'm getting my master's of science in counseling psychology, and since this is my second year, master student starts at practicum, which is where we start to see clients. Sorry about that. We start to see clients, and we basically develop our skills before we go into our externship or internship or whatever, and then we graduate from the program unless we're going straight into the doctoral program afterwards.
So you know how that's funny? So you know how I told you about Braxton, right? It's the other woman on our pod, the only other woman on our pod. And how she's also a Zeta. She's also right now getting her side doc in psychology.
Ooh, we love to see it.
So y'all got a lot of similarities. Okay, I didn't even know about that. Yeah.
I found my doppelganger. Also, I tried cosplaying last week. It was really fun. I think I did pretty well for my first time.
You did. You did. That had not went hard. I ain't gonna lie.
Panda show you with the fro. Anyway.
All right, go ahead, Ed.
So this week has been very productive. We're in August, so this is the last month to prepare my upcoming manga. Me and my illustrator JV and Moore been working hard all month. In terms of reading, I'm about to start reading this manga called Kingdom. A lot of people talk about Kingdom, so I want to check it out.
Super long.
So, yeah, I heard, and I saw all the chapters on PandaDaDon. But I'm excited for it. And as far as watching, I've been watching Rent a Girlfriend, which is pretty interesting. I like it. I'm not a slice of lifer, but it's not bad. And
slice of life is the best.
Catching up with these, it's cool. Like it's a nice, cool. It's funny too. So it make me laugh. You good? But and I'm also catching up with ReZero season 2. I was purposely not watching like the episodes so I could just binge it. So I'm about to start that.
Good shit. For me, I haven't been reading or watching anything this week. I've been basically all my goals, like I had a whole anime binge goal for this month that just destroyed. So that's not happening. I moved last week out to the Midwest. So I've just been dealing with that, getting started on my job and dealing with that bullshit. And what else? Yeah, I've just been busy. I finished writing the chapter summaries for my graphic novel, all 18 of them, about 60 pages, about 50,000 words, like it's fucking long. Yeah, so I finished that. So I gotta within the next few weeks, I'm gonna start transitioning them into script writing. So that's gonna take a minute. But yeah, I've been off. I'm waiting for another 2 weeks because in 2 weeks we have our mid-season anime episode. So that's the week when I'll catch up on all the anime of the season. But there's still some stuff I need to watch. So we'll see how this if I get into it within the next few days or so. But yeah, this has been different. Let's just say that. Plus, I'm like 2 hours behind East Coast time now, so that should be bugging me. Like it's like 6 o'clock for me right now, and like that should be throwing me through like a loop sometimes. My body is still on the East Coast, but like my brain it's on the Midwest. Yo, like right now, like I wake up early as hell because my body still feels like it's like 11 or 12. So I wake up at like 9 o'clock in the fucking morning, and it fucking sucks.
Sounds like you have a lot of time to just watch One Piece.
Ooh.
I mean, he ain't lying.
Y'all was hilarious.
But is that gonna happen? No.
Foolishness.
You're ashamed.
All right, so let's just get into the topic for today. And this is actually the topic Evan came up with a minute ago, and I've just been waiting to let this out the gun. And as soon as he gave me this topic, I knew we need a worse gen out here because they're definitely gonna come through with the heat. So they can be spitting. So we got anime parents. Now, I think we've all noticed one thing for sure. Anime parents, they definitely got their quirks. Okay. A lot of them niggas suck. They're not good.
They are not.
A lot of them niggas suck.
You should not model your parents after these people. But we do actually have a list of good parents, bad parents, and then kind of like in between people who's not necessarily like super bad, but also not like good in any way, shape, or form. So we kind of just gonna go through it and just talk about it. So who should go first? Because I got some underrateds on here. I got some ones that people ain't gonna fucking know. They can be like, "Who the fuck is that, Aaron?" Actually, this was Evan's. This was Evan's topic. So Evan, go ahead. What you got?
So we start with good first.
Yeah, let's start with good. Let's start with the happiness. The parents actually care about their kids.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with a parent that's not biologically anybody's parent, and that's Whitebeard. And I'm gonna go with Whitebeard because that dude, like, where he found Ace was down bad. Ace was, he lost himself. And his whole crew, for real, he calls everybody on his crew his kids. And from beginning to the end, he stayed solid. And he wasn't even like a parent. He was just acting like a parent. I love Whitebeard. I like his powers too. So I feel like Whitebeard could whoop almost any parent on this list ass. If anybody talks about his crew.
Real one.
But I'm gonna start off with Whitebeard. I fuck with Whitebeard.
The adoptive parents and step parents can't count too. So yeah, that's a good parent. That's a good one. That's not a bad choice. All right, Leek, what you got? Y'all can say a few too.
Well,
we got a long list.
Like I just mentioned, Vegeta. I think we talk shit about Goku so much about being an absent parent for the most part that we kind of forget that Vegeta has been there like since day one for his kid. Granted, it's been really tough love, and at first he was really bad at it with Trunks, but
no cap.
Like when Boo came around and like he really realized like, damn, I've been so selfish. I haven't even held my own son. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna do what I can in this moment. And then if you watch Super, like he ends up having his daughter. Like he literally wasn't going to fight in the Tournament of Power because Bulma was pregnant. He was like, no, I'm not leaving her like while she's pregnant. Like Whis literally manipulated time so the baby was done. So he could like, all right, so now you coming. It's like, well, I guess so.
But yeah, was confused as to why he was saying.
We can also look at instances with future Trunks as well. Like it started off being that tough love, not trusting him. Then once he realized that was his son, he took great pride in his son being strong. And when Trunks went down against Perfect Cell, he went ballistic. Like he actually is a very good parent.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta love that nigga who learns from his mistakes, you know?
Yeah,
we love character growth here.
We love a king who knows how to grow. Mm-hmm. And further himself.
Because we know another character in Dragon Ball who doesn't do that very often when it comes to his kids. You know, he's kind of the same person the whole time. I think we know his name. I think Panda just wrote him down and then under
I surely did. surely did.
You know, talking about Goku and Vegeta as parents reminds me when I think Leek, I think he did Run My Fave for this, and everybody was saying that Goku was a bad parent, but then fucking Pat went on a whole tirade trying to prove that he was good. He was a good parent, and that Vegeta was a bad parent.
Goku is not. If anything, he's an in-betweener.
Yeah,
He's at least an in-betweener.
He's in between.
Cause can you imagine being Chi-Chi? Like, first of all, he got me pregnant before he died. And then now he don't want to come back and help me raise Gohan and this new baby I got. Man.
This man said, determine the power coming? I'll get it back. Oh, go ahead, Jay.
No, he put him out there in the field. Like, she didn't even want him to fight. She wanted him to He was like, fuck that. He's about to go to the field ASAP.
Goku said, fuck the books. That ain't never helped me with shit.
He said, fuck the books, dog.
And then proceeded to make his son fight Cell and give Cell a senzu bean.
I mean, it's
Goku,
poor
what the
parenting,
fuck
but
are
it's
you
supreme
doing?
belief in your child.
First of all, if he
Now with the sensu bean, come on now.
A fucking senzu bean.
Again, it was just poor. It was a poor point of judgment.
If Goku would have just finished it or let Gohan finish off Cell without the senzu bean, then Cell wouldn't have had to blow himself the fuck up. Well, Gohan wouldn't have got cocky. Cell wouldn't have had to blow himself the fuck up, and Goku wouldn't have died.
Yeah, but
Domino.
I mean, Goku dies. That's his thing.
That is his thing. That's kind of like...
That's his trademark.
Let me die and go train. Let me go
Like,
die and
can
train.
you imagine being pregnant? I can't wait till my husband comes back. Well, apparently Goku wants to stay dead.
Like, hey,
in
that instance, he didn't even die though. So,
Yes, he did.
no, he didn't die with Cell.
He chose.
Oh
to
no,
stay
no!
dead.
I'm thinking of Frieza. He definitely died with Cell, and definitely did
That's
not
what
give a
I'm
fuck about
saying.
coming back.
Exactly. Imagine being pregnant as hell. It's enough responsibility raising one child. Now you got another one on the way.
Well,
And
I
your
think
husband,
about it.
and your husband want to stay dead because he's afraid that people might come to fight him.
Damn,
Bitch,
he
people
didn't
gonna
wanna-
come regardless. They don't know
He
you
didn't-
dead. What are you
He
talking
didn't
about?
He didn't want to come back where he was alive after Frieza. He was like, "Nah, I'm good here. I can train here.
I'm good. I stand.
But
Mind
wasn't
you,
pregnant.
Gohan was still a kid. Gohan was still a kid though. He didn't care about
Gohan
raising
wasn't still a
Gohan.
kid. Was still a kid, but Gohan still like wasn't an idiot.
That
I
nigga
guess
was like 8.
he should have been here regardless. What I'm saying, but it's
That's
10
what I'm
times
saying though.
worse.
Like he was a child.
Gohan
he
was
was
still
like,
a child when Chi-Chi was pregnant. I'm saying both of them are horrible. Let's just be honest. But I'm
Yeah,
saying
I can agree with those.
it's 10 times worse when you pregnant and you also have
But
another child to take
did he
care of.
know that she was pregnant?
Does it matter?
That's absolutely a huge deal. He didn't even know it was another kid. Like when he
Does
came back
it
in the
matter?
Blue Star, yes,
It
it's a
shouldn't
huge
take
difference.
another
It's bad.
child.
It's bad, but it's way different if you knew she was pregnant. It was like nah, and then but he not knowing is like oh
It
shit,
shouldn't
you were
matter.
pregnant.
I shouldn't have to be pregnant for you to want to come back and help me raise our fucking
To
son.
be fair,
But
if he did know, would he have gone back anyway?
Fuck no.
I think he would have. I think he would have. I do think he would have.
Now
I think he would have. No,
Now
I'm dead. I'm not even trolling. I think he would have.
Leek.
Because when Gohan was a baby, he was around every day. But once Gohan was old enough to like fight, that's when he stopped caring.
Okay. Yeah. I give him that one. Maybe Goku will come back. Or send Gohan for him.
Fair assessment.
He's super negligent.
This man don't even know what kissing is. He got 2 kids.
Hey, never mind. I'm not getting into that.
Like how?
English.
Like what he started off with a handshake or something? Like I'm confused.
You ain't got a kiss to
Chi-Chi
make
took
love. Nah, you know. He was probably sleeping, just woke up.
All right.
Imagine like what if Chi-Chi's love language is physical affection and shit? And now she got it. Now like she figured it's their honeymoon. And they about to
We on a
like
whole
make
side
passionate
tangent
love.
now.
And then boom, this man
We
don't
on a
know what
rabbit
the hell
hole.
he doing. So Chi-Chi
If
gotta
you wanna
take
go
control.
that, he chose the wrong varsity.
The wrong nigga. Chose the wrong one.
Didn't she force Goku to marry her?
Oh, let's get into it.
Oh.
Nah, we on. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. But I'm pretty sure.
That's a whole nother episode.
I don't know. I ain't watched Dragon Ball in a while.
So we got on my nerves too. So to be honest,
let's contrast that. Let's contrast that with two very good parents that we all know. Shiru Fujimoto from Blue Exorcist. He was the adoptive dad to the two main characters, and then we got Byakuya from Dr. Stone.
Best father in anime, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I agree with both of these decisions. If you read the manga, Fujimoto went through a lot in his lifetime. Like, not to say Byakuya didn't. It's just reading his backstory before, like when he first started taking care of Ren and Yukio, like took care of the children
Panda,
of a woman.
If you ever decide to read the Dr. Stone manga, or whenever it gets animated, there's gonna be this one part.
I know what Byakuya did.
I almost boo-hooed reading that chapter.
I'm not even gonna cap. I mean, like, even like before all that, like I'm gonna need to start reading. Byakuya is already a good ass parent. Like, he's ridiculously good. For like just the faith that he puts in his child. He's like, I know he's gonna figure this out. Like, I know he will. So I'm gonna just give him all the clues to succeed in life. Like, that man.
Talk about releasing your child.
That means a different caliber of like faith and love.
This man put all the faith of the world into his son.
He didn't miss.
Did not
at all.
The point when oh my gosh, I forget the main character's name right now, but when he said Senku, when Senku was like, he said Ishigami Village. He said, oh, my dad, and like all it clicked. He was like, he would do this from the beginning. I'm like, wow. That's nigga.
Bro, when he stood on top of those graves, and he was like, I'm not gonna cry.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I was just like, no, you gotta cry because your dad that man put in some work. Like,
bro, reading the manga, I was
I made it to that part. I did make it.
Oh my goodness,
part. Man, that
I'm gonna have to pick that one up.
That was a real tearjerker right there.
Around what chapter are we talking about? Just so
shit, I have to go check. I mean, Dr. Stone hasn't been going on too long to begin with, so it's not that far into it, I don't think.
Is it my turn to pick a good parents?
Yeah, it is. I forgot it. I said something. Go ahead.
Trash. Well, I'm gonna pick. Since I got skipped over and stuff, I'm gonna pick 3. The first being Mr. Mays Hughes, who we all know and love. The man who will show you a rent.
Alright.
Whoa.
That was disrespectful.
No, it's not a. It's not a diss.
This man would come to you. Hey, how you doing? This is my daughter. Isn't she adorable? Proud dad moment. Okay.
That's super cute.
Mays deserved more. Okay.
Oh, he definitely didn't deserve what happened to him.
Like that's imagine somebody like pretending to be anyway. I don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist, but your fault.
They haven't watched it by now. It's on them.
It really is on them. But Maze Hughes was a fucking real one. Okay, a really good, amazing. Like one of the most tear-jerking parts of Full Metal Alchemist is when they're at his funeral, and his daughter's like, "Why is Daddy sitting there?" Imagine having to explain to your daughter that her father is dead, and she doesn't understand the concept of death just yet. Like that made my heart like break a lot. Actually, I was about to say a little. It was a lot. Like it's just, and then Roy said it's raining, and she was like, it's not, and Riz was like, it's not raining, and then he's just crying. She was like, yes, it is raining.
And that nigga was like, he was the biggest simp for his wife, as you should be. That you couldn't say shit about his wife. He'd be like, ain't she the most beautiful? He pull out random time, just talking to random people. Be like, my wife is beautiful. Look at her. Like,
if he don't show me off like Maze Hughes shows off his wife, I don't want him. Period.
They be having secret phone conversations, and he's sitting there talking about what his wife did for him the night before. It's like, she made the best cake in the world last night. Like, you really gotta try it. Next time you're in Central, you gotta try it. And
he had pictures.
Word was like,
dick. That man had a picture everywhere he went, but he was gonna see his family.
Shit, y'all niggas about to make me sad. Y'all about to make me sad as hell. Come on now.
Anyway, moving on to the next parent before we get in our feelings. Sachiko Fujinuma from Erased. I don't know if y'all watched Erased.
I have.
That's the mother of the main character.
She a real one.
She's a real one. Do you know, like when he was in a coma, she literally took time to wash him, exercise his limbs to make sure he could still. Because when you in a coma, you don't move around. Your muscles start to atrophy and shit. She did all that. Like the doctor literally told him when he woke up, if your mom hadn't did what she did, you wouldn't have been able to walk or really move around. She literally cleaned up after him. And how long was it? 12 years?
It was 15 years, I think.
Something like that. It was a long ass time, though.
It was a long ass time to take care of your child when they're in the coma, and there's not a huge possibility that they'll wake up.
And she did that every day, faithfully, every
fucking day.
That's crazy.
By herself.
Imagine that.
A real one.
A real ass mom.
That's top one. That's top one.
And she's beautiful as fuck too. I love her.
I ain't want to say nothing, but yeah.
You said what?
I ain't want to say nothing. You know, that's not the pod for that. But yeah.
He said she a MILF though. Just
she is a MILF. Oh, she's definitely a MILF. Like her lips are thick. Everything's thick. I love it. Love to see it. She's pretty. A great mother. Took care of her son. You know that really just. I was just like, oh. And then I thought about, like, if I were a mom and my child was in the same position, could I say I would do the same thing? Would I be able to, mentally and emotionally? But moving on to the next one.
You need to watch your race. Evan, you need to watch your race. That shit is hard. A race is hard.
Please watch it. Man, Race is amazing.
One of the best short animes I've ever seen, honestly.
Man. Another parent is Kyoko Honda from Fruits Basket. I don't know who else watched. I think Aaron, do you watch Fruits Basket?
Yes, I do. Why do you choose all dead parents?
Did I choose all dead parents?
You just said 3. Wait, actually, no. You choose 2. My fault. 2. You choose 2 dead parents.
First of all, we gotta kill Kyoko. Kyoko is amazing. Okay, first of all, Kyoko was a Yankee, which is, a Japanese term for women who are kind of like the similarity to the female version of a delinquent, basically. Like, she was a Yankee. She rode on motorcycles. She was a badass, but she was an amazing mother. So she had to raise Toru, the main character's. She's the main character's mom. She has to raise Toru, from being a child. She ended up being a single parent because her husband ended up dying. Raised Toru to be a really giving person. Ended up dying herself, but she raised Toru to have a good spirit. Kyoko was an amazing parent from the little that we know about her.
Oh no, Kyoko was a badass. Every time they talk about her and her story, she was she was a fucking gangster. Like, they talk about her past. She used to go and beat the fuck out of people. Who's the main character's friend who got inspired by her, and that's why she's so tough now. Yeah, she's like, your mom, she's really one that made me who I am today and all that stuff like that. And I was like, I can see it, because every time I talk about Kyoko, she different.
Man, she was shook when she found out Kyoko was a mom.
Yeah,
she was just like, this is your daughter? Like, if you think about who Kyoko used to be and who Toru is, you would think they are totally opposite ends of the spectrum. But Kyoko raised a strong ass daughter. I'm gonna just let y'all know that right now. Kyoko did a good ass job. May her soul rest in peace. And we got to talk about the recent episodes of Fruits Basket, but we gonna continue on what we talking about.
Oh, don't do that.
Because the last episode pissed me off.
Yeah, I just said in the beginning, I ain't watched shit yet, so I gotta wait. Like, are they still dropping episodes? I thought that ended in the summer. Is it going to 24?
No, they still dropping episodes.
You still dropping episodes? Okay, yeah, I'm behind. Give me a week and we can talk about it. Give me a week.
I'm behind.
I'm behind. I thought it stopped. I CC Dep, so we got a little tangent again.
Because you don't pay attention, that's why.
I don't. I be doing a lot. I stopped the episode. I think it's the end of the summer, the last day of the summer when dude came and harassed Toru. Oh, that shit pissed me off.
Akito.
Yes, that pissed. I'm sorry, when Akito came, I wanted to beat Akito ass. I don't care, girl, man. Fuck, I don't care.
Akito. Oh no, I know what episode you're talking about. Oh, Akito. Look, when you get caught up, I just want you to understand, Akito's really gonna piss you off again, because Akito can still catch every bit of this fade. And I'm pissed off at Shiguri and them because y'all let her scratch Toru's fucking face.
Come on now. And they were just watching.
Y'all just watching this shit go down. Wait until you catch up. Ooh, I can't wait till you catch up. Because they be letting Aikido get away with too much shit. Fucking with me, I'll beat that bitch ass.
Aikido need her ass beat. Toru too nice. When she raised her hand to me,
I understand. When they go into Aikido's past, I see why she's the way she is. But at the same motherfucking time.
Go off.
Somebody need to check her ass. She need to get checked. She need to get checked real quick. She need to realize.
Shit out of her. Beat the shit out of her. What she said to Kyo to stop him from confessing. Y'all gonna stop letting Aikido get in y'all fucking head. Y'all gonna beat her ass one day.
When he was talking to Kyo and like getting in his head, I was like, Kyo, you know you that nigga. Stop. I'm sorry. Stop letting her get in your head. Like,
first of all, Kyo, you can beat anybody's ass. I don't know why you don't beat this sick bitch's ass already. Like, y'all gonna stop letting Aikido control y'all. God of the Zodiac or fucking not. She's still a human. She can still get her head slammed against this fucking wall. Okay.
All right, Leek. All right, Leek. What you got? We got a few more good parents left. What you got?
All right. I just thought of one on the top of my head just now. Ishin Kurosaki from Bleach.
I didn't even think about him.
Yeah.
He a good ass dad. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Ishin, great dad. Shit. It's so much you can say about Ishin. Like, looking after his whole family after his wife passed, like basically doing all he can behind the scenes to keep Ichigo safe, even when he didn't have his Soul Reaper powers back. He was there behind the scenes, and then even when once Ichigo found out that his dad was a Soul Reaper, it was just like, okay, yeah, but we have something we need to do right now. Like, you need to protect your sisters. We have to protect your family. Like, he was just there from day one, and it's kind of rare for you to see, well, not so rare anymore, but to see like fathers that are there in anime from day one while the mother is absent. It's kind of somewhat of a newer trend. Like we mentioned earlier, we got Byakuya from Dr. Stone, but it's a breath of fresh air to see a dad that's like there from day one, especially a single father. So shouts out to Ishin. And another one, Shikaku Nara, Shikamaru's father in Naruto.
Yes.
Another great father who was there for his son since day one, taught him to basically befriend anybody. Like, it doesn't matter who they are. Like, it matters the type of person they are. He befriended Choji, he befriended Naruto, and then after Asuma passes away, he talks to his son and makes sure he doesn't do something stupid while mourning his sensei, but also let out that grief. Like, you don't often see fathers talk to their kids like that, especially like about deep emotional things. Like, it's okay to cry, it's okay to grieve, let it out, be constructive with it, and once you're done, get to work. Like,
that entire scene was heart-wrenching. Like, they playing Go and Shikaku making every bit of comment, and Shikamaru knocks that shit over. Shikaku basically straight like that it's just that hearing Shikamaru cry hits different. I'm sorry, y'all, but that shit hit real fucking different.
Yep.
And seeing Shikaku like be okay with Shikamaru being friends with Naruto. You know, I wish every other parent would have did that same shit, but they didn't. But I appreciate Shikaku, God rest his soul. You know, a real one just went out for real.
And that was another moment too. Like, at the end of his life, like, he knew he was about to die. There was nothing he could do about it. So, you know what? In my last moments on this earth, here's the plan. I'm proud of you. Go do what you have to do and go win this war. And it was like, that was it. This is like, damn, bro. Like, most other people would have just broke the fuck down. Like, I don't want to die. He was okay. He was okay with leaving everything to his son. Like, he's just a great father. Like, it was a really good moment. I wish he
would have gotten the chance to meet Shikadai to meet his grandson.
Yeah, definitely. That definitely would have been something worth seeing.
Right. Like, that's just Shikaku is an amazing father. I'm sorry. It's an amazing dad.
And the last one from Naruto, of course, Iruka Sensei. I don't think Iruka really got the credit he deserved until Naruto got married. But from literally day one, from the moment he entered his life, he was there for Naruto. He was there for the outcast who the monster sealed inside of him killed his parents. Like, he looked at him as if he was the first person to look at Naruto as if he wasn't what was inside of him. And he was his friend, and he looked after him, and he protected him. He was willing to die for him. He was willing to die for the person who had the monster that killed his parents. Like, and throughout the whole time, like, we fast forward to when the Ninja War starts, and he knowing that Naruto is gonna go join the war, and this is like, I know I can't stop you, but let me just give you these few words before you go to this war. And then it culminates at the end when Naruto gets married, and he asks him, like, can you stand in place of my father at my marriage? And I was like, oh man, all right, we really trying to hit the feels at the end of Naruto. It was just a great moment. Like, for him to get that respect that he so greatly deserved at the end of Naruto, when he kind of really got swept to the side, honestly.
He did.
He was another victim of the writing. Granted, he never had a huge role to begin with, but his role in Naruto's life was huge. Second to Jiraiya, there was no more important person than Naruto in his life. In my opinion, anyway. And then the last one I had was Monkey D. Garp from One Piece. Aside from him taking in his grandson, I think the biggest testament to him being a good father was him looking after Ace. Like, if you haven't watched One Piece, like, you find out that Ace is literally the son of his greatest adversary / frenemy, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. Like, Ace is literally Goldie Roger's son. Like, this is the person I went toe to toe with on the seas, like, damn near my whole prime. Like, this is the guy. And at the end of his life, because he respected me and he trusted me as an adversary, he left his unborn child to me. And he could have and should have told the world government. Like, if he was duty bound to divulge that information to the world government, but he didn't. He took him in and he raised him as if he was his own grandson, along with Luffy and Sabo. So I don't think people really understand, like, the position he was in and what all he could have lost by making that step to take Ace in and raise him as his own. And you see the culmination of that when Ace is about to die. He's face to face with his own grandson, Luffy, and his duty is to knock down his grandson, Luffy. But every time he looks at him, he sees that little boy that he raised. He sees that kid that he loves dearly. He just can't do it. And Luffy ends up going by him and freeing Ace. And then when Ace does meet his fate, we see just how torn up he is. Like, he's ready to kill Akainu. And then after that, when he goes back to the island, Curly is beating on him to, like, why did you let this happen? How did you let this happen? And I forget who it was that looked at it. It was like, can't you see how hurt he is right now? Like, can't you see, like, the inner turmoil that he's going through right now, that he wasn't able to save Ace? Like, yeah, he had a duty to his family. He also had a duty to the Marines, but he's really hurt over this. And I think a lot of times people don't really speak on that to him raising Ace. So I think Garp is definitely in that category for one of the great grandfathers / fathers of in anime.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Come on, speech. Yeah, speech. We love a good speech. Preach, Leek.
My man laid it all out. Left no doubt.
Yeah, I felt every one of them points too. It was all on point.
All right, Ev, you got next. What you got?
All right. So for mine, I got two. The first one is Bowles from Akame Got Killed. He was the guy that was in S-Def's army that had the flamethrower. He was one of the first villains that I actually was sad for that he died. And that's only because when he explained why he was on the side he was on, you just realize that he doesn't really want to do any of this. He's just doing it to protect his family and make sure that they have a roof over his head. And that's the sole reason why he did anything, for real. And all the way up to his death, he couldn't even think about anybody else but his family. Like, he was just crying, dying, because it's like, who's gonna take care of them now that I'm not there? And yeah, that was the only villain I've ever liked like that, and was sad for when they died. And my other one is Kamina from Gurren Lagann. And yeah, Kamina is he inspires so many, and he like if without Kamina, Simon wouldn't be the person he was at all. Probably still be in that hole, digging holes and doing nothing else. Nobody in his little city, nobody really liked him. He lost his parents from an earthquake, so Kamina was that he looked up to and that was there for him. And Kamina instilled that, you know, that be a man and believe in the me that believe. So many great quotes that Kamina and really everybody that was involved. So yeah, Kamina, and I was so sad when he died too.
But I looked at Kamina as more like a big brother than like a.
That shit was hella unexpected.
Bro, when I first watched him, like, okay, so y'all gonna save him, right?
Man,
no, he's dead. Bitch,
I'm thinking like some plot armor about to come in something. And he just, I said no. Why? It's way too early for you to be out now.
We just got through fighting one Beastman, or was it two? I don't remember. It was one. I think it was just one. I'm just like, we just fought one Beastman and this man dead.
Man.
Like gone.
And it wasn't even fully his fault either for why he died too. Like there was really nothing he could do about it.
I'm just like, what the fuck? And then like, bruh, like when I first watched Gurren Lagann and watched him and Yoko kiss, I swear to God, I would get up out of my bed and watch that scene over and over and over again because it was so fucking cute to me. And I'm just like, well, he was supposed to pay her back 10 times over. What the fuck?
I mean, now looking back at it, that should have been like the doom flag, like, oh yeah, this nigga not gonna make it because there's never there's almost very little chance that a romance in the anime ends up happy, even in like slice of life. Like there's always something that makes that shit sour. So like when I first saw it, I ain't know none of that. Like I was just like, oh, this mad cool. Like wow, like this man about to get the girl, it's about to go hard. Like they about to have a good adventure and shit like that. And then he did.
What Yoko's love interest? I'm
it
so
was
fucking pissed.
Early, bro.
Like what the fuck?
Great writing though.
One of the best
Great
things,
writing.
One of the best sayings in fucking anime. Just who the hell do you think I am?
Oh,
or better yet, let's see you grit those teeth. Whenever I punch somebody, whenever I knock somebody out, I'm gonna say that shit before I do it.
That man Kamina had quotes for days, but yeah,
for fucking days.
Yeah, Kamina could be a big brother type vibe. That's what. Shoot, he stepped up as a father figure, even if we don't see it.
I don't disagree with that. I can see either or. I can see him being a big brother, but I can also see him being kind of more of a father figure to Simo, who didn't have any parents either. So.
Right,
that's true. Because like I said, I looked at him more as like a big brother than I did a father. But I could see how it would work that way as a father also. But all right, so I'm gonna do these two real quick. These two are like I guess low key, and most anime people that when you watch, one of them is like really I don't say underrated, but really low key. And there's this boy Dale from this anime called If It's For My Daughter, I'd Even Defeat a Demon Lord, right? And long ass title and shit like that. I watched this I think last year, and I thought it was gonna be straight ass or whatever like that, or I was just bored. I was just watching something random. It was kind of good though, because Dale, so he finds his daughter, like she's a demon that was cast out by the demon clan. Well, her parents were cast out and ended up casting out her with them. So he found her one day while he was going through the forest, and he was gonna kill her, but then she looked up at him and said, "Dad," and he was like, "Oh shit." He said, I can't do it now. I can't do it. So he takes her in and brings her back to where he lives, and he takes care of her. And first of all, this nigga Dale is OP as fuck. So he can't this nigga is the best monster hunter in the whole village and shit like that. So he buys her stuff. He makes sure she kitted out. This man really does everything and then some for him. He's the idea of a doting father, but then he buy her anything she want, but she still works hard. So it's just a great father-daughter dynamic. I love it. Loved every single minute of it. It was so cute, and then it was also had a few action scenes that were pretty good too. But Dale, just an amazing father. The other one is Golem from Somali and the Forest Spirit. This came out in the winter. Very underrated anime. I said it on Twitter, but Somali and the Forest Spirit to me is one of the books. the master classes of like how to write a fantasy story, because it makes its fantasy world so wondrous and like amazing, and it does it like almost effortlessly. And Gollum being the dad to Somali, he's an amazing father, man. Risk his life time after time after time after time for her. Like the amount of times he risks his life for Somali is ridiculous. Like some people need to deal with their real kids in real life, but this man literally was risking his life day in and day out for Somali, who was a human, who people in the monster world, they was eating humans, but he was like, no, I'm gonna take you back to your family. And so it's just amazing dad through and through. I think the only three I have, like I guess like three like more mainstream ones, I have Inko Midoriya from My Hero Academia. She's a great mom. I mean, she tried to make her son feel good even when he didn't have powers, and now she just kind of like cares for him, and she can't really do nothing. Like he gonna go out and kill himself, but she's like just be safe and everything. So I think she's a good mom. Now, one mom I think is really good is Yasuko Takasu from Toradora. One, she a bad bitch. That's a fact. She a bad bitch. And then two, she really supports her son and all his antics, and like she is always there for him to talk to. She's always there for him for someone he can confide in when things is going bad, things is going wrong. And so like that's just the creed of like a good parent, like somebody who you can really rely on. And like even when her son, I forget his name right now, the main character, even when he like fights against her, fights back, like she never forsakes him, never like says, oh nah, fuck you too, kid. Now like she'll just be like, I'm just love you. She's like, even if you're mad at me, I'ma still just love you like as much as I can, because that's all I can do. So like they have a great relationship, and she's an amazing mom. And I think the last one I have is Miyako Ishida from A Silent Voice, and she's the main character's mom. Again, another amazing mom. Like when he's bullying her, she don't take no shit. When she finds out he's bullying her, he's like, oh nah, we gonna say sorry to her right now. He's like, nah, I don't want to. Nah, we saying sorry right now. And it made him go all over there. And then I believe like she even cut her own ear, because he ripped the thing out of the other daughter's ear, and she even went to the other mom and basically cut her own ear because of what her son did, like on some real G shit. She was like, nah, that's not cool. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth type shit. And she went straight with it. And she was a great mom throughout the entire time, even when we get to the end where she's like apologizing for her son, and like the other mom basically only about to beat her ass. And like, but it's just great story and a great mother through and through. So, but yeah,
she's me if I find out my child is bullying somebody. Who you bullying people for? What?
That's facts. That's me too.
For what? Like, I'm glad she didn't hold it against I forgot baby girl name. She didn't hold it against her after when he was in the hospital and stuff. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I'm glad she didn't hold that against her. But yeah, she is me if I find out my child is bullying somebody. What the fuck are you bullying people for?
She said we going now. She said we going now.
Because I'm the real bully up in this bitch. If you want to see a bully,
we are not friends.
I sound like my mom. Jesus Christ. Is it my?
Oh yeah, Silent Voice is a great movie. If you haven't watched The Silent Voice, you gotta watch it.
Please watch it, but please be emotionally prepared for it when you watch it.
There's so many surprises in that movie that I didn't even expect to happen.
There's so many asses I wanted to beat in that movie, baby. Jesus.
All right, but yeah, you got it. You next. You up, Panda.
So, my next decision, I want to say Taejin Jin from God of High School. That's one. I have multiple. He's the first one. Reading the actual series, you see how much he cares for Mori Jin, and the background to how he became Mori Jin's grandfather is pretty interesting too. But Taejin is a fucking powerhouse in itself. Like, I don't want to say too much without spoiling it, but just know he's a great parental figure, grandfather to Mori Jin, and he deserves so much more. And that's all I'm gonna say before I say some shit that's gonna spoil the entire series for everybody. The next one is Kohei Inuzuka from Sweetness and Lightning. So he's a single father. His wife died. I recently watched this anime. I haven't finished it, but his wife died, so he's just taking care of his daughter and working. And she's like, I think she's only maybe she was. I think she's like about 7 or 8. Like she's a baby. She's little. She's not a baby, but she's like young. And so he's basically feeding her just microwave dinners, frozen dinners and stuff. But he gets to a point where he really wants to give her a really good home cooked meal. And he starts to learn how to cook properly from one of his students. And so each episode like covers a different dish that he's learning to cook and feeding his daughter. And you see how hard he's working to give his daughter a good, healthy meal that she really loves and enjoys. So he's a really good father. He's trying his hardest. Like he kind of fine too. But anyway, he's a really amazing father. He cares for his daughter's well-being and cares for his daughters. Like, you know, most parents would be like, well, you just gonna eat this. You be grateful for whatever you eat. But he goes the extra mile to actually learn to cook for her and figure out, even like because the first time he said the one time he tried to cook before he started learning, the face his daughter made was funny as hell. He shows his coworkers a picture of her face and shit was funny. So I think he's a great parent, all things considering. Like do you know how, like, I know, not to say parents won't do this, but not many parents are willing to like go into a work day, come back home and try to learn and do more work by learning how to cook additional dishes for their child to eat. So I really appreciate him as a father taking the extra mile to making sure she gets the food that she really wants. And she's a sweetheart. She's not a spoiled brat. She's an adorable. She's a sweetheart. She's so cute and everything. So I hope y'all watch it, or watch one episode at least. Another parent I chose is not a parent, but she's kind of like, when I chose Michiko Melandros from Michiko and Hachin, I think she's a good maternal figure to Hachin, better than Hachin's own dad, because he ain't shit at all. I don't know if y'all seen Michiko and Hachin. I know Aaron has.
You watch that bitch on Adult Swim.
I haven't. No.
You should definitely watch it. Michiko, first of all, Michiko in general is my bitch. Okay, like she's sexy as hell. She know how to fucking dress. Okay, she slayed these hoes, and she can fight. I love her to death. And she tries her best to take care of take care of Hachin. And even up until the end, even when after like everything happens and Hachin's grown up and has a child of her own, Michiko still sends her stuff and manages to meet up with her again. And I think that was the cutest thing in general. So Michiko is a good maternal figure, considering that she's not the motherly type at all. Like, she's not. Like, if you meet Michiko, this bitch broke out of prison. So,
what that mean? You can break out of prison and be a good mom. What that mean?
She didn't expect to be. She didn't expect to be a mother, but she ended up being one. Like, how you a better parent than the girl daddy? The girl daddy ain't shit. I'm sorry. When we finally met this man, I'm getting excited, and then all of a sudden, this motherfucker left.
Ain't shit at all. That's because niggas ain't shit. That's why.
I ain't say it. You did.
I ain't definitely said it.
Leek, I see you added a few
in general, and I love her.
That's facts. I love Michiko too. Michiko, one of my favorite characters, high key.
I might cosplay her. Who knows?
All right, I see you added a few more. What you got? I see 2.
I'll just do the Fugaku Uchiha.
All right.
He's a much lesser known father in Naruto because he doesn't get a whole lot of screen time. But as we know, that's the father of Itachi and Sasuke Uchiha. He was the leader of the clan. He took great pride in both of his sons, especially Itachi, because he knew Itachi had the potential to essentially elevate the Uchiha clan from being kind of pushed off to the side and looked at as like outcasts, essentially. But even then, we're shown that he very much wants him to be the pipeline to make the Uchiha closer to the village. But what you don't really know, that's mostly expressed in the light novel, is that he really didn't have his own personal goals behind it. He only was doing that because that's what the clan wanted. He mostly just wanted his son to be happy and to basically just be great. And towards the end of his life, whenever Itachi is forced to make his decision, we're shown in the anime that Fugaku actually had the Mangekyo Sharingan. He just chose not to use it he chose not to fight his son. He chose, I'm not going to get into a death match with my son. You made your decision, and that's fine. I'm proud of you for choosing to do something on your own and not being tied down to the clan. All he asked for was one thing, is to look after his baby brother, because he actually really loves Sasuke as much as he loved Itachi. But one thing that's also not shown in the anime is that final scene when Itachi killed his parents. Fugaku knew that Sasuke was there outside the door, and he actually yelled to Sasuke not to come in, because after Itachi slashed them, they didn't die immediately. He actually was still alive for a little bit, so he yelled to Sasuke not to come in because he didn't want his brother to. He didn't want him to see the actual act of him killing his parents, and I feel like that's a huge deal because, for one, him and his mom basically gave their lives, knowing full well that they could have fought back. They could have alerted some of the remaining Uchiha, and they chose not to. Like, they decided, you know what? They really chose their sons over the rest of the Uchiha clan. They could have fought back. We don't know how strong Fugaku was, but we do know that Fugaku was just as heralded in that third great ninja war as the fourth Hokage. Like, that's one of the lesser known facts also in the light novel. Like, he only went through a lot of these things just because of the clan, and he was willing to give his life for his son, and all he asked was that he protect his other son. Like, it's just one of those things that didn't really get shown in the anime as much as it should have, because of course, the Uchiha was the bad group, and you gotta go forward with the story like that. But Fugaku Uchiha was definitely a super underrated parent in the show that didn't get a lot of love.
That's deep. I didn't even see it like that.
Another speech by Leek.
That's deep.
Another speech by Leek. All right, but let's move away from the good parents. Let's move to the real, the nitty gritty, the bad parents. Okay, and actually, I want to start off with this one because I know Leek and Evan saw it, but me and Panda saw it. So, bad parents. And I didn't name this parent as a good parent because, again, she's the only good parent. But if you've seen Astra Lost in Space, every single one of those parents, except for Ares' mom, is a horrible fucking parent.
Garbage. Basura.
Like, they don't deserve children. They don't deserve a lot.
They don't deserve life. First the fuck off.
Like, what? And again, Astra Lost in Space is one of those shows that are so good that I don't want to spoil it. So,
we can't spoil it, but just know, they deserve to get they shit popped. Okay,
they should get fucking clapped. Okay, like what happens at the end? The last episode before the last one is so rewarding. So once you figure out everything that happens, it's so fucking rewarding. I had a smile on my face the whole time I was watching that episode. That's how fucking happy it made me. I was about to start crying tears of joy because fuck those parents. They deserve to go to hell and back to hell.
Bunch of bitches. Bunch of
horrible
bitches.
Ass people.
Trash ass parents. Oh my god! Like the fuck? How did it? Oh my god! It's just so much.
How you do that? How you do that to your kid?
Set them on fire. Burn them at the stake.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, but let's go on. Go ahead, Ev. I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay. Let's start this off. Isabella is terrible. Promise never.
Awful.
God awful.
I like how he started it off.
Yeah, but like, oh my god. And I've read it. Yeah, she has a little say nothing.
I read it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Isabella's terrible. You got all them kids, you tell them to get them kids. Oh. Do we even have to go into it? Like, just walk your kids to their death.
Every month.
Every month. It's clockwork.
She's been doing that since what? They said Ray was since Ray was a baby. So it's at least 12 years.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. No, if you haven't, I don't care what you say. It's terrible.
There wasn't no redemption for her ass. Fuck
yeah.
Imagine having all the faith in the world in somebody and it turns out they letting you get eaten. Like,
yeah.
bitch, in what world is this okay?
think everybody getting adopted happy,
Raising you like a pig for slaughter.
yeah, dressing you up for the occasion.
Bitch, you mean I'm on a farm? I am livestock. What the hell?
I thought the tattoo was cool, and next thing you know, it's just a damn cereal now. Oh, Lord. Bad parent.
I can't imagine. Imagine like living your life and all of a sudden your adopted mama feeding you to some fucking demons. Like, you know how fucked up that would be. Like my mind would be fucked up for a while.
And it's like
Eminem better than me because I would have had to sit this out. Oh.
Yeah, most definitely. And the explanations that they give, like they try to give later on. Are you serious? Like that doesn't even sound good to a normal, like a kid. That wouldn't sound good. Oh, it's a mess, big mess. And then another bad parent is Gendo from Neon Genesis. Shinji's dad.
Fuck him too.
He's terrible. He is. That is like the epitome of I don't give a about you at all. You haven't seen your kid to work, and then you need your kid to work. You even like take him out. Like you just said, yo, you're gonna get, and that's it. Terrible dude. Hate him. I don't even like his style. I don't like his glasses. I don't like his beard. He sucks.
sound like the dude.
His beard, whack. His face, whack. His glasses, whack.
For me, I'm tight as fuck.
He is absolutely god awful terrible. But I think Isabella takes the cake. I can't with her. I just can't.
All right, Panda, what you got?
Oh, hold on. Let me look at this. Hold on. I want to pick some of them I didn't put on here. Saki Arima, isn't that old dude's mama?
Who old dude?
Your line, April, his mom.
Oh yeah, Saki. I put that in there.
Do you not understand how pissed off I was? She hit him with a cane, and there were people watching this go on. Like, to be honest, I wasn't even mad when he said this shit to her, cause I wanted the bitch to die too. Cause the way he was, you hit him because the way he was playing, but you all of a sudden just going what's best for him. Bitch, don't beat him with a cane in. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't give a fuck what the fuck her reasoning was. She would have had to see me. Like, first of all, why are you hitting your child with a cane? Like, I was hot. I was fucking hot when I watched that scene. Like,
it didn't even resolve it in any way, shape, or form. Like at the end, when they show that part after when he leaves, and she's like, "I just want him to be great." To like her friend that's like pushing the wheelchair, and I'm like, "Well, bitch,
so you didn't have to hit him with the cane?
You didn't have to hit him with the cane. Like you had to pimp that nigga. Like what's wrong?
Like first of all, I would have knocked her out that motherfucking wheelchair. That's first of all. Like, imagine. If I place myself in this anime and I'm watching this shit go on, I'm like, hold on, what the fuck you doing? You better put that cane down before I beat your ass with it. Baby, are you okay? See? Like, who the fuck? I want him to be great. Why are you hitting this baby with a fucking cane then? And he ain't even do shit. Like, when he snapped back at her, I was happy. Like, no. Y'all be having a lot of anime parents be having a fucked up perception about how to make their kids great. I don't know who the fuck told y'all that shit. I know there's no manual to how to parent really, really well, but beating your kid with the cane is not it.
Not it.
Moving on.
And the craziest thing is she did the exact opposite of what she wanted. Like she beat him so much that he could not play anymore. Like he stopped. Like if she had just
this baby got PTSD. Like this baby got PTSD now because you don't know how to be a proper mother and teach your child how to play the piano right instead of beating him with a fucking cane. I'm really stuck on this cane. I don't think y'all understand. Like when I first watched this shit, I was so mad. I think I almost started crying. I was so pissed. Like I hate seeing people abused, but kids, children's. No ma'am. No sir.
The way how her mom's like the mom's friend, Saki's friend, basically just sat there and allowed it to happen, and then like has this whole like tearful revelation at the end of like the anime. I'm like, bitch, you could have stopped it. Like you let her do it. You didn't say nothing to her.
You want to shove that cane up her ass real quick, knock her out the fucking wheelchair. She needed you to get around. I don't understand.
Like
moving on to the next awful ass parent. Shit, like you didn't want to stop her. Like she was beating the shit out of him, y'all.
Leek, Evan, if y'all ever watch this show, y'all gonna see what the hell we talking about. That she was wailing on this man. Like, imagine your worst enemy, you beating him with a bat. That's how she was hitting this man.
Hey yo, that's pretty. Yeah, that's over the top.
Aaron, did I lie?
A bad parent.
He's not lying. Like he that man had severe PTSD. So it was to the point where, like, and this is like one of the main plots of the show, to where when he would play the piano, he was so traumatized he couldn't hear it. He could not hear himself play.
Damn.
Or like that's how traumatized he was from her beating the fuck out of him after every recital because she said she thought he didn't play well enough.
That's so OC. That's crazy.
Like it's
But
shit
so
I've ever heard of. Like she's ridiculous.
Like, she started off as such a good mother, and then boom,
She beating his ass, huh?
trash. And like, she started crying because she apparently she legitimately thought this was gonna help him. I don't know in what world beating the shit out your child for absolutely no fucking reason what a damn cane does was best for your child, but this must be the upside down or some shit. I don't fucking know. Anyway, the next parents. I want to say Akemi Hinazuki from Erased. That's the girl's mom.
Yeah.
She could have got popped.
The abusive ass mom, right?
She should have got her ass popped the fuck off too. So you really locked your daughter outside in the fucking cold in the wintertime after beating her ass and shit. Like, you're not a mother. I don't give a fuck what kind of abusive relationship you're in.
That is just immoral. That's disturbing.
And if because of her neglect in the original, and fuck it, I'm gonna spoil it. In the original timeline, before everything happens in the series, the original timeline, her neglect is part of the reason why she actually was able to get murdered. Like, how in the blue fuck?
The blue fuck.
The blue orange fuck. Do you allow, like, she went through an abusive relationship. I'm sorry that happened. You can still get the shit smacked out of you for abusing your daughter.
There. On all days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
All days. I don't give a fuck. See, here's the thing with me when it comes to me and trauma. What you go through that's traumatic is not your fault. But it is your responsibility to handle that shit at the door so you don't hurt nobody else. She got abused by her boyfriend, husband, whoever the fuck that man was. I'm sorry. But you abused your child who didn't ask to be here, mind you. Who only wanted to make sure, okay, and fucked her up. Ended up allowing her to get like fucking killed in the original timeline. Oh, but now because you cried because you got abused, you think you're gonna get pity. Bitch, fuck you. Shit. Like, she started crying, and she started crying. I would have still just looked down at her ass like, "Fuck is you crying for? Get your ass up and put these handcuffs on her, because I'm sick of her looking at her.
Get out of here. Pack it
up. Get the fuck. Bye. Sayonara, bitch.
All right. Go ahead, Leek.
All right. So the first one that I have is Medusa from Soul Eater. Medusa is a witch from Soul Eater. She has a androgynous child named Krona, who she essentially made into a fucking weapon with demon blood. She honestly does not care about her child at all, aside from what her child can do for her, like the potential that Krona has as a weapon. And she literally would force Krona to like kill small animals as a child in order to try to make Krona into a killer. And it really fucked up Krona like really badly. And luckily, friends came along to kind of help her out. But even then, she used Krona to infiltrate the school and fucking fuck off Frankenstein. So it's like she's not only a manipulator, but she's an abuser. And she doesn't actually give a fuck about her child at all. Like, all she cares about is what her child can do for her. And it's really fucked up. Like, just textbook abusive parent who doesn't care about their child. And then another one that I had. You want me to just give all of them real quick?
Might as well, right now.
You might as well.
I could just run through all of them so we can get through faster. So Big Mom from One Piece. Big Mom is this big, nasty, fat, overweight Yonko from One Piece.
I'm surprised she got that.
She
she a big nasty
she essentially she essentially goes around having kids with all races just so she can basically have this whole kingdom of everybody in her land, basically. And she doesn't care about her children, except for what they can do for her, and she will marry off her kids just for alliances and stuff like that. She's not past killing her children. Like, she does not care at all, actually, for her kids. Like, they're literally just her basically personal army, and she uses that to basically try to conquer other things and try to become the Pirate King. It's really actually fucking terrible. I wouldn't be shocked if at some point she eats one of her kids, because she has these hunger issues where she goes on huge rampages and destroys people. Not let alone stealing their souls from them, making them pay a soul toll to live in her own land. Like, this is who Big Mom is. Like, she is a terrible parent. And then next, also from One Piece, I think Evan mentioned it earlier. I don't know if it was Evan. I think it was Evan. He mentioned Judge Vinsmoke from One Piece as well.
Mm-hmm.
Judge is a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, he's
father.
terrible. He's terrible.
Piece of shit father. So he's the leader of the German Blxxk, who was basically, they were, I guess you could say, were a royal family. They have their own land, and now they're kind of like not royalty anymore. But anyways, so he's a scientist who basically experimented with his children to remove their emotions, to turn them into like perfect emotionless weapons, essentially. And his son Sanji, who is part of the Straw Hat crew, was basically, to him, his mistake, his failed experiment. Sanji still had all his emotions. Sanji loved animals. He loved to cook. He loved to cook for other people. And being royalty, you don't do that. You're not allowed to be anywhere near those beneath you. Feed mice, cook for mice, anything like that. So he would encourage his children to beat Sanji up. Like, Sanji has 3 brothers and a sister, I want to say. I think 3 brothers and a sister. And he would literally have his other sons beat Sanji the fuck up. And like, it got to the point to where he was so disgusted with Sanji that he literally locked him away in essentially a dungeon, like the Man in the Iron Mask. Like, he kept him locked away in the dungeon, and the only reason Sanji got out was because his sister Reiju basically freed him and was like, just run away and never come back. Well, Judge catches him, and she's like, you know what, just go. The only request I have is don't ever tell anyone that you're my son. He basically disowned him, like, super fucked up. Fast forward to Whole Cake Island arc. He wants to come back and use Sanji to marry into the Big Mom family. And it's like, hold on, motherfucker. Like, you don't even want to be acknowledged as my father. Now you need me so you can marry into this family just to gain more power and territory. And the thing is, he literally like treated him like shit the whole entire time too. Like, you can't need me and then treat me like shit and use me for your own gains. And then
anime parent logic.
Of course, when shit breaks down and he found out that they were just gonna get killed, who comes and saves him? His forgotten, disowned son Sanji. So now you looking with the eye shit face. Like, damn. Well, what can I say now? Like, now I'm freeing you, bitch. Like, you disowned me, thought I wasn't shit, treated me like shit, and now I'm here saving your life. And it got to the he didn't even want to look at him. Like, that's how much of a piece of shit he was. He couldn't even like stomach to look at him like after that and even acknowledge like, all right, I was fucked up. And then my man Sanji like, yeah, no, I'm not your fucking son. And I was like, G shit, Sanji, because Judge Vinsmoke is a piece of shit father. And lastly, there is this man named Gambino in Berserk. Now, I don't know who's read Berserk, but anybody that's read Berserk knows that the world of Berserk is one of the most fucked up anime worlds ever. Like, not even close. So, the beginning of the story, Guts is born essentially from a corpse, right? He's found by Gambino and these other band of mercenaries. They take him in. This woman takes him in with them. And so he's living with them, but then the woman that chooses to take him in dies. Gambino, who's like his adoptive father, secretly blames Guts for her dying, right? So over the course of him growing up, he's becoming a part of this mercenary group. He's sending him on all these dangerous missions, like low key, like wanting him to not come back, right? And so it gets to a point to where Gambino actually gets hurt and loses a leg, and of course he secretly blames Guts. So now he like still kind of beats on him and stuff, but it all culminates when Gambino sells his son, his adoptive son Guts. And when I say sell, I mean like sold him to be pleasured by another mercenary, like sold him for sex.
Wow.
Right? And yes, he literally sold him for sex to another mercenary. Lets Guts get raped by this other mercenary for money, and then Guts finds Guts ends up talking to him later on, like down the line, and Gambino is drunk and he lets it slip that he's the one who did it, and he's hated him ever since the old girl died. He then tries to kill Guts, and Guts ends up having to kill him. Like, terrible father. Like, he blamed him for everything, literally sold his ass, and then tried to kill him. Like, it don't get too much worse than Gambino.
I'm sorry, the way you phrased that was funny. He sold his ass.
He did. Like, this shit was, bro, when I'm reading, like, keep in mind, like, I never read Berserk before. Sensei got me to read. I'm like, bro, what the fuck am I reading right
Berserk
now? Like, this Berserk is wild.
One thing I wanted to add.
Facts.
Okay. One thing I wanted to add, Leek, for Medusa, I don't know if you read, I think you read the manga too, Leek?
Yeah.
Remember that scene where Krona actually like starts to become a successful weapon, and then Medusa pretends to be like the loving mother, and all that shit happens?
Yeah.
Man, that was even fucking, like, her be abusing Krona is one thing, but that shit really fucked me up. Like for those of y'all, because Soul Eater the anime didn't cover this. This happens way later in the manga. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it because I don't really think anyone's gonna actually try to go read Soul Eater.
Rock out.
What happens was Krona starts to become a successful, emotionless weapon, and this happens after she meets Maka and stuff like that. And she comes back to Medusa, and Medusa cooks her favorite meal, and Medusa becomes seems like she's becoming a loving mother and stuff. And she gives her a hug, and it pushes Krona to a point where she just throws away bonds, and she ends up killing Medusa. And Krona becomes the ultimate weapon. No emotion, no love, no seeking love from other people. And she did that as a way to push her to become a weapon. Sacrifice her life so Krona could kill her, so she could do that. And it was like, first of all, it fucked me up because the transition from a loving scene of Medusa hugging Krona, next thing I know, Krona stabbing the shit out of her. I had to go back and read it again. I'm just like, did I miss a page?
Like, what is going on?
Exactly, what's going on? And
that shit was wild.
That shit was fucking crazy. Like, that shit really broke. I hated that for Krona, because Krona grew up fucking just fucked up. For some reason, I really
deserves so much more. Yeah.
Krona is a they, because they never discussed.
Yeah, they never specified.
Yeah.
She's androgynous.
So they don't have a particular gender, so we just call them they. Because if you go to the wiki, they literally say they.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Well, they deserve so much more.
I do think I need to read Soul Eater though. I really do want
to.
The
anime does not do it any justice, bro.
It doesn't. First of all,
I was pretty pissed off.
The ending is not canon.
Thank God.
But I really actually think that with the ending episode with Maka using her abilities, being that Maka is technically a half weapon, I would have liked to see them to explore that in the manga. The way the manga ended didn't satisfy me that much either. Not to say it was terrible, I just wanted more from it. Like, it was cool, but
it still left some questions.
It left a lot of questions. I would have liked to have. One thing I do appreciate about the anime is Maka utilizing her half weapon blood. I really did like that, actually, even though it wasn't canon. And I really would have liked them to use something like that, but they didn't. So I guess, that's okay. But out of the anime, that's one of the things that I did appreciate, because it's interesting because Maka technically is a half weapon.
The mangaka said he had to get started on Fire Force, so he had to end that. He had to jump ship.
First of all, that was years ago that Soul Eater ended, so you can get the fuck on with all of it.
Super long time ago.
I know. I'm
Like,
just messing.
Soul Eater
I'm
ended
just
when I was in college, undergrad, maybe earlier. I don't remember.
That's not
Anyway,
that
it ended way before Fire Force was not here.
But that you talked about, somebody like some parent trapping their kid in like a cage or something like that. Talking about that, it's called a Psyche Gasai from the Future Diary. The mom of the main woman character.
My God,
she is.
Let's talk about.
So if you don't know, if you ever watched the Future Diary, one, I would say watch it. It's super fucked up, but it's amazing.
Very fucked up.
There's the mom of the character. She is getting like abused and everything by like the dad. So instead of getting therapy or something sane, she takes down a daughter and traps the daughter in a cage and like does this all the time. Like puts her in a cage and doesn't let her eat and shit like that all the fucking time. Basically,
her in a cage,
like a dog's cage, and basically like makes her daughter go crazy, go like fucking crazy. So, but it doesn't have a satisfying ending because at the end, the daughter, she ends up trapping both her parents in the cage and letting them starve to death. So they die of dehydration. So like, starvation and dehydration. So it's a happy ending.
That's happy.
That's happy because
It's always happy when abusive parents get they just fucking desserts. Okay,
because they deserve that. But what they did to her, they deserve that. They fucked with her too much.
I'm just saying. Didn't meet people with canes. That's why your ass died.
That's why you did. Yeah.
Why your ass died? That's fucking wheelchair.
Fucking wheelchair, bitch. I think the last one I have is the greatest hits. Shell Tucker.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's the greatest hits.
Oh man.
He should have. He really should have got fucked up for real. Like
he died way too. He died way too quickly.
That would have beat the shit out of him. Oh my God, that was so.
He had the nerve to say, "We're the same." No, the fuck we're not.
Yeah.
I wanted my mother. You wanted to keep your license. Those are two different things. First of all,
your wife and your daughter.
Edward and Al didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They knew basics with alchemy, but they did not know they were supposed to do human transmutation. They did not know that shit. They were kids.
He knew that shit. He knew that shit. Still did it anyway.
You knew that shit. You combined your wife and another animal. Then did the same thing to your daughter. Like
just to keep a license. Like
when I fucking saw that episode, bro, I don't think y'all understand how fucked up I was. And I think that's what like really just stopped me from being like really fucked up about a lot of other anime and manga. Like that desensitized the fuck out of me. I was just like, oh, he made.
Like, shoot, I see this. I'm prepared for anything.
I was just he made another. Like the first time I was like, oh, he made another Chimera. That's Nina and Alexander.
That dog was like, dude, and I was like, oh fuck no. I was like, oh hell no. Edward. I was like, oh hell no. Oh my gosh. Then like watching Ed's face like slowly realize like that is Nina. That was, oh my gosh. She's like, wait. He's like, where's Nina? And then Shaz looks at him like, what do you mean where's Nina? What do you mean? Like sitting there fucking amused and shit, smiling and shit, like shit funny. Like
it was like we all put together at the same time. That's a bad dude. That's a bad dude.
Damn joke, niggas laughing and shit. Anyway, Ev, go ahead. What you got? I think you got two more.
All right, so for my last three, I have Gar's dad. I think his name was Rasa. Yeah, he wasn't the best person at all.
I didn't get to go.
Anybody that tries to kill their son is pretty.
Pandy, you did go. Evan hasn't gone twice yet. You went once.
I didn't go at all.
Oops. All right, let me say that one. Y'all didn't hear Rasa.
I thought you did go.
You did go to Rasa though, because I put him on.
You did go because you talked about.
I did.
You talked about Akemi Hinazuki.
Oh wait, yeah, I'm trash.
Yeah,
sorry,
yes.
I am garbage. My mind is different places. But yeah, we can go ahead and talk about Rasa because I'm gonna add my 2 cents on that one.
got you. But yeah, Rasa is anybody that tries to kill this and then have like somebody pretend like their own and then try to kill him just to make him like shit or like just because they like kill him or whatever. Yeah, Rasa's bad. Another person I had was Agil Kill la Kill. Main character's dad was actually the one that killed her. Didn't like her either. She was very colorful.
She was just a bitch because of what she did to both her daughters. And pit her daughters against each other. Like, why would you? Like, how are you gonna pit your two daughters against each other?
She molested her daughter, bro. I was uncomfortable as hell. Like, Saki was in the tub and she started touching her. I was just like, what is going on?
Through all this, she's smiling.
She garbage.
And then lastly,
this bitch could dress though. I will say that bitch could low key dress.
Yeah, she's a colorful ass female.
Had some fucking drip. She had the fucking drip.
She had the style. And then lastly, Gune's parents from Mario, because they sent him off to some random school monster and just never checked on him. That's pretty funny.
Wait, say that again. Who was that? Who'd you say?
Sagune from Rosario plus Vampire. His parents.
Yeah, Rosario.
Yeah. They didn't even like. They was like, okay, you got into school. Bye. Didn't check the background. Like, you know, it's a pretty wild thing to send your kid to monsters.
And I actually,
and you don't even check on them.
Before Panda goes again, there's actually another anime that does that too. It's Aruma-kun. What is it? Aruma-kun goes like a demon school or something.
Goes to the Demon Academy. I know you're talking about his parents told him.
I like that one.
And the headmaster ends up being his like grandfather and shit. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Honestly, I forgot about that. What'd you say?
It's I'm watching it right now. And I like it. It's pretty good.
No,
we can do good and bad for both.
I was about to say,
because the little Satan dude, the grandfather, he's great. He loves him, but the parents is like, yeah, take him.
Yo, that first episode was wild because his parents made him literally do everything, right? All that, and then he in the back of the car, and they're looking back there, smiling in the front seat. And he's like, "Oh, where we going?" She's like, "Oh, we're going out to eat. You going to hell? You going to hell? We about to eat tonight."
Like they didn't think twice at all. First episode out the gate, just die.
Bye, nigga. And oh my gosh. But, yeah, I just remember that when you talked about Rosario Vampire, because that's like a similar situation in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead, Panda.
I wanted to touch back on Rasa because when you learn about the truth as to what happened, I still hate him, but I don't hate him as much, if that makes sense. Because you realize he didn't actually hate his son. He just he didn't hate his son. His Gar's mom didn't hate him either, but he just did some dumbass shit as a leader of the village.
Yeah.
Like he should have made some way better decisions when it came to Gara. Like, and Yashima, and to be honest, he could have provided Gara a better environment as a Jinchuriki, to be completely honest. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to make Yashimara do that. He didn't have to try to pick.
At all.
He didn't have to make Gara believe that his mother hated him. Because if you, like that chapter, when I first read it, when I first read that chapter, that shit tugged at my heartstrings because his mother literally said, he's so tiny, but I'm going to protect him and I love him regardless, before she died. When Gara was like a newborn, and Gara was a preemie. Like it just made you realize like Rasa did a lot of stupid shit when it came to his son, but he didn't hate his son. He was proud of his son after when they fought in the war.
Yeah, he beat his ass.
He beat his ass. He did beat his ass. But I'm glad Rasa wasn't. I'm not saying it takes away from him being a bad parent, because he made a lot of dumbass bad decisions when it came to his child. But I will say that he wasn't the completely shitty parent that we originally thought he was. We thought he was just a completely abusive, hateful parent. But he wasn't. He had to choose between being a dad and being a leader. And he put the leader above the well-being of his own children, if we're being honest.
Start spitting. That was facts, all facts.
All facts.
Right.
No fiction.
Another... one thing we talk about Charles V. Britannia being a shitty father to Lelouch and the rest of his children. We don't talk about Lelouch's mom. Lelouch's mom was actually not a good mom at all. Like, she didn't give a fuck about her kids.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
Like, Marianne, we thought Marianne was this amazing mother who loved her kids. Nah, she wouldn't. She was willing to sacrifice their ass for her greater good.
He definitely was willing to sacrifice their ass.
She didn't give a damn about her children. I like that. You play a badass bitch that we heard from the stories. Oh, the fuck well, Lelouch erased her ass too. Lil Charles. Bye.
Charles bitch ass.
And Raguel, Evan already talked about Raguel. That bitch was crazy and she was disgusting. Like, I'm serious. That whole scene when she molested her child made me uncomfortable. I was just like, what is she doing?
What is this?
Is she touching? Oh my god! I was just like, oh, this bitch is a rapist. Oh, okay then.
What you doing? Okay.
No, I am straight. I put Ren Soma on here. So Ren Soma is Akito's mom, and so what happened was, so just as a quick spoiler, Akito, Ren met Akito's father, who was the head of the Soma family. They fell in love, and Ren got pregnant. But when she got pregnant, had Akito, everybody was doting on Akito because Akito was supposed to be the next god of the zodiac and the next head of the family, which made Ren jealous because she believed that eventually her husband, Akito's father, would leave her, and the love he has for Akito will replace the love he has for her. But that was never the case. Ren was just a jealous bitch. So Akito's father died. Hey, baby. So when Akito's dad dies, Ren consistently puts Akito through abuse and mistreatment and stuff like that. And still does even in the present. And still does even after Akito gets her shit together and has a child of her own with someone who shall not be named because we already know who this person is. So Ren's basically a jealous-hearted bitch who's jealous of her own daughter. And part of the main reason as to why Akito is the way she is. So Ren's a shitty parent who gives birth to a shitty person, Akito. That's why I said I understand why Akito is the way she is. I still want to wrap the bitch, backhand the bitch across the fucking room.
Give it the uppercut, razzle dazzle.
No, backhand her ass, because sometimes that's exactly what the fuck she needs. The way she be treating people, baby. Honestly, she also,
I said you could argue that all the Soma parents of the Zodiac suck. Like, they're all fucking
not
trash.
necessarily.
Okay, I'll say most of them. I think the only one I thought that was getting better, in my opinion, the best in my opinion was the one that has the little sister. Oh my gosh, what is his name?
Momiji's dad. I don't like him, but I understand why he has to do what he does. But he could have done better as far as Momiji. He could have done a lot better. You have, Momiji's dad isn't terrible, but he isn't the greatest dad either. Then you have Kazuma. I think that's his name, Kyo's adopted father, his sensei, his teacher.
Yeah, he's not
then
bad.
You have...
He's not bad.
He's not bad at all. Like, he did a lot for Kyo. I hated him for taking off Kyo's bracelet.
Yeah.
You said what now?
I said, but his actual parents weren't good.
Oh, his actual dad is shit.
Yeah,
okay.
His actual parents were some shit, like shitty assholes. Like, they were horrible people.
Kyo's mom wasn't bad. She just didn't know how to handle the pressure. She was being abused, but didn't know how to handle the pressure of Kyo being the cat of the zodiac. But it's mostly his dad's fault that she did.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what nobody says, it's Kyo's father's fault. That man is a fucking menace. And I really wanted Kyo to beat the shit out of him, but it doesn't happen. But he gets over that hill. I'm happy. The only other good parent I can think of as far as Zodiac is Keith's mom and Hero's mom.
Yeah,
Hero's mom.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Because isn't she the one?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about my movie.
Nah, because isn't Hero's mom the one at first? Like she can't, because it's a curse of when you have that child, like you can't accept them. But like she has she learns to accept them over time or something like that. Isn't that Hero?
No, so Hero's mom accepts him in general, and she got pregnant again in the series. Momiji's mom ended up rejecting Momiji.
Oh, go ahead.
Huh?
I said.
No, you're fine.
Hero's the one that was in the hospital all the time, right?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm thinking somebody else then. Okay.
So Momiji's mom, when she first hugged her child, he transformed. And she was so disgusted that to a point where it messed up her sanity. So they had to have Hattori erase her memories of him. And that's why I said Momiji's father, I don't really like him because he has this happy ass family with his wife, Momiji's mother, who doesn't remember him and who thinks he's someone else's child, and Momiji's little sister, who's not part of the Zodiac. So he has this happy family with them, while Momiji's kind of left out in the dust because of something that's beyond his control. And I hate that for Momiji. Like, Momiji's one of the happiest characters you will see in Fruits Basket, but has this really terribly sad past. And he even hears his own mother saying, "My biggest regret is having that thing come from my body," talking about Momiji. Mm-hmm. So I don't think she's a shitty parent, but I really hate that for him. Like, I can't say she's a shitty parent. I hate her for what she said, but I'm kind of torn. Like, I'm not saying it justifies her having her memories erased and Momiji being left out, but I don't know how you be able to handle having your child transform into an animal the moment you touch them. So it's just a lot of gray area.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he doesn't know. I'm trying to think of what. Oh, Yuki and Ayame's mom can kick rocks too. That bitch annoying. He is fucking annoying. Trying to make decisions for Yuki and saying, and Yuki basically begged her to take him from the house. Back when Yuki was a kid and Akito was beating the shit out of Yuki in that room, and she used to say, "Well, you ought to be happy that the head of the family is paying attention to you and shit." Like, he left him in there, and I'm so glad that she doesn't know how to deal with Ayame, because Ayame came in and tried to help out, because she basically tried to take over Yuki's life by telling him he's not going to college and take over the parent-teacher conference. In comes Ayame and saves him, basically says, "Yuki, do what you want to do." And she had to walk away because that bitch don't know how to handle her own son. I hated her. Oh my god, she she just liked the lavish lifestyle of being a Soma, while Yuki had to put up with abuse from Akito and still got PTSD from it. Bitch, you a trash mother too.
100% trash, garbage.
Oh, and don't get me started on Ren's parents. This is the Horse of the Zodiac, Isuzu, Ren's parents. Them motherfuckers, baby. Anyway, I've gone off on a tangent about Fruits Basket. I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's a whole nother episode right there. It's okay. Last we have the in-between. So these are like the parents that are like, I guess before, not totally bad, but they're not also good. Like, they're like, I'm not totally sure to put them. So I think the one I had on here, I had Hohenheim from Fullmetal Alchemist, because I don't really see Hohenheim as a bad parent. Because like, he left for a good reason, but I don't see him as a good parent because, and honestly, it really depends what Fullmetal Alchemist you're watching too. Because you watch Brotherhood, he really comes back and like stands in as a better parent at the end of the series. But if you watch the original, he never really helps. So like, it also depends on what you're watching. I haven't read it, so I can't really say that. But Hohenheim, once you figure out his reasoning and everything for why he left him like that, it makes sense. But you're also like, or you like left your kids, and then your mom died, and your wife died, and you never came back.
If he had been there, Edward and Al wouldn't have tried to bring her ass back.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, they wouldn't have, like, all the bad shit that would have happened to them wouldn't have happened to them. So
shoot, if Hohenheim would have just, mind his business and not give in to peer pressure and shit, we wouldn't have been through any of it.
You gotta understand, he was uneducated, a slave. He didn't really know any better. Like, imagine being born without a name, you a slave, you basically at the bottom of the totem pole, and all of a sudden here comes this homunculus in a flask telling you all these things about how to make everything better. You're not
any better. We know better because we watched the shit go down. But he did. And he developed a bond with this homunculus. And the homunculus gave him a name. And now he's thinking he about to make the world better. Turns out he developed a body for father, i.e. the homunculus in the flask, and made himself into a philosopher's stone. So I guess I can't put all the blame on Hohenheim because he really didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Like, he was uneducated for real.
They got his ass. Last time they got his ass.
He was fine as shit when he was younger too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wow.
Your daddy was fine, okay? Like Trisha knew what she was doing. Trisha Ellerick knew what she was doing. Niggas got good taste.
Oh my God. I'm surprised Leek didn't say nothing. We're Leek. I'm surprised Leek ass didn't say nothing.
Leek already know what I be doing. Leek already know what I be on. He already understands.
Mm-hmm.
When he was younger, though. I ain't even like. I'm dead ass serious. Man, look, like.
You gotta go on Hohenheim tangent.
Oh my gosh! All right. Next one we had was Endeavor from My Hero Academia, and that's because for 90% stuff like MHA, that nigga's a fucking asshole. But then again, like when you get, especially I guess last season, and I'm pretty sure if you read, you know more. But like last season, like by the end of the season, you're like, wow, like. Is he really as bad as we think? Like, he's still bad, but is he as bad as we think he is?
He was bad, but it's called growth.
I don't believe in rehabilitating white woman beaters and child abusers either. So, there we go. I still despise him. You know how much you had to beat the shit out of your wife to make her have a mental breakdown and throw hot water into your child?
Yeah, he was definitely on his Ike Turner in his past, but it's like...
And Ike Turner is dead, and then there we go.
He's on die every day, B.
I mean,
like my man's Leek said, growth. That's all.
It's some serious growth though, because I mean, PandaDaDon on the one hand, like he traumatized, his wife so much.
He traumatized all his children.
And all his children, like she saw her son, so you look like him, just threw the hot water at him, like that's.
And then she apologized for it. Like, I can't. I want to say that she's not a bad parent either because it's not her fault. PTSD fucks you up terribly, y'all. That it's no control over it. And she apologized immediately after, and she really didn't know why she would do something like that. Cause your husband's a bitch. That's why. That's why. Cause he put his hands on you and pushed you to do this shit. And so now. Zuko Todoroki over here fucked up and don't want to use fire.
Yeah, he said, fuck that shit. He's not getting this, none of this.
But I'm glad he never blamed her for it. I'm really glad he never really blamed her for it.
Yeah. Like, he still loved her through everything, which is, that's mad maturity right there because, I don't know, I could have did the same shit. Next, what's the next? Next is, what's the thoughts on Grisha Yeager? AOT.
So I don't know how I feel because it's like, so he has his one kid, he tries to show him the right way, kid ends up betraying him, okay. But with Eren, I feel like he fucks with Eren, but it's like Eren's only there to fight against him. I feel like it wasn't like it's not a genuine thing. It's more of just like you got it, and so that's why you're here.
I feel like if you start a sentence with so he kind of fuck with him. Like I feel like that's already like a bad precedent. Like that already said
it's difficult.
Yeah.
I think Grisha is literally a product of his environment. So on the one hand, I think he tried to be a good father when he first had Zeke, and then Zeke ended up being a bitch. And then he had Eren. I think he did love Eren, but also he understood how Eren could be crucial to his own plan too. So I think he's more of an in between. I'm not saying he's the greatest father in the world, but circumstances led him to be where he ended up being, and thus ended up turning Eren into a Titan. So I think he's more of a product of circumstances
than anything. So I don't think he's a horrible father, but I'm not gonna say he's a great father either. He definitely belongs on the end. But if I had to put him on the side, I would say he's more of a good parent than a bad one. Because at the end of the day, I do think he really truly loved Aaron. He just wanted Aaron to do what he couldn't.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I like that one.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Any thoughts, Leek?
No, I agree. He's a very complex character. Because you got to take into account, like, he was essentially like a Jew in fucking Germany. Like, that's pretty much what it was. And, like, you hope that your first son can help deliver y'all, and then he betrays y'all. So it's like, fuck. Now you have another son. You try not to go the same route. You try to raise him a different way, but at the same time, like, you know that there's things that must be done, and he is capable of making shit happen. So you're still a great father to him, but you still, like, damn near make him into a weapon. So, I mean, it's difficult. It's not really cut and dry, but I don't think he's a bad father. It's some manipulation going on, but it's like Panda said, he's a product of basically being in Auschwitz. Like, that's pretty much what it is. And it's like, you know how difficult it is to try to raise children after that. Like,
but notice that he didn't have to beat the shit out of his wife to make his kid into a weapon.
It only took a shot.
But still, okay. He still raised up Aaron and didn't have to beat the shit out of Aaron's mom. I said what I said.
First wife coming back to eat Aaron's mom.
We can't fault her for that, man. Come on now.
Wait a minute, we fought Aaron's mom for getting eaten by a titan.
It's Grisha's first wife.
That was his first wife.
That's not Grisha's fault though. That's Zeke's fault.
I just wanted to see what we were thinking about.
It's Zeke's fault. It's Zeke's fault. Okay. If Zeke had to learn to just be a fucking good son and stop being a bitch, maybe we wouldn't be in this fucking situation. Maybe Aaron's mom wouldn't have got eaten like a midnight snack. Okay.
That was a midnight snack.
This is all Zeke's fault. Like, see, when I first read about it, it's like, wait a minute. So Zeke's first wife hated. Then I realized, no, they got transformed. Oh, okay. So this is definitely Zeke's fault. Okay, then fuck him, and that's why he got beat that ass. Okay, slaughtered that ass. You think you smart, but you couldn't notice your own fellow Titans getting killed.
He got lucky. He didn't die. Got lucky as shit.
Fucking bitch. He got lucky as shit because Levi better than me. Because I would have beat.
Levi's baby.
I wasn't gonna kill him. I was gonna make that ass suffer a couple of times though.
Next,
Berto is bitch, and I said what
next
I said.
We got Sakumo Hatake from Naruto.
Hatake.
Sakumo Hatake.
Oh.
Okay, Gurren Lagann.
I've watched other anime where it's pronounced differently. Relax.
This is the white thing.
The dub version.
We gotta put some respect on it.
I don't think.
I think
it's
just in
father.
between. I only put him on in between because
he left his son by himself.
That's a cop out, and especially like knowing like Kakashi,
knowing that his mom ain't there. His mom died during childbirth. He left him by himself.
And Kakashi's a target because of him. Like Kakashi has to wear a mask because
he damn near ruined Kakashi.
So it's like.
I'm gonna play devil advocate because of somebody who. So, thinking of it, I'm gonna put this in the psychological standpoint. I see where y'all are coming from, and I don't completely disagree. But I also think depression is a huge factor when it comes to these situations. And it's so easy to say, "Well, you left behind your son, blah blah blah." But when you depressed, you don't fully you grasp it, but it's also like. How do I describe it? It just feels like there's nothing you can do. It's just that down feeling. It's not just sadness. It's that pit. You just feel you're stuck in this pit and there's nothing else you can do. And the best thing you feel like you can do is kill yourself. And it's easy to say, well, that's a cop out, but suicide is just really one of those sensitive ass topics that you don't think about, especially when you think about causal factors. So in Sakuma's case, I'm gonna say depression, because 1 minute you on top of the world, you the hero of the village, but because you chose your own teammates over the mission, everybody treats you like shit. Everybody thinks you're shit, to a point where it causes you to be depressed and think less of your own self, think of yourself as shit. Your life is worthless. And since my life is worthless,
I agree,
why
but
am I
he
here?
still chose. Like, he made the conscious decision that I know if I kill myself, my son is going to be by himself. But he did it anyway.
Are
Yes.
you sure he thought about that?
Yes.
You sure?
He's a parent. He has to.
Not necessarily. It's so easy to say, well, you should think about this. You don't know what people think about when they depressed.
So I mean, if he killed himself, then he left his son alone. And let's say he thought about it, then he thought about it. But if he didn't, then he didn't think about it. He just recklessly left it.
So you
either way,
think that
kind of reckless.
I don't think he. What I'm saying is, I don't think not thinking about it makes him a neglectful parent. It's just
he's not the worst.
If anything, it's still a little bit selfish.
Yeah, he's not the worst parent. But
Granted,
like,
I'm not saying it's a problem with it,
because
but it's still a little bit selfish.
I don't like. I guess I just don't care for you use the term selfish when it comes to people who commit suicide. Because we never been in that position. Well, I'm not gonna say we never been, but you never understand what goes on in a person's head before they do so.
I mean, you're right. It's just in parent terms, you still have a responsibility for your kids. So I can't just say, "Oh, you're a good parent," but like that's why he's in between. Like he did a lot of good things for Kakashi, and because of depression, it caused him to ultimately take his own life. But it's like Kakashi. What's Kakashi gonna do now? He doesn't have his dad. He doesn't have his mom. Where's he gonna go?
I would have liked. I wish, I do wish he hadn't have done that, because it did impact Kakashi. But I really also want to say that he's a product of circumstances.
Yeah.
I blame the village. I do blame the village, because 1 minute I'm a hero, the next minute I'm not shit for saving my own kin, my own friends.
Yeah, one thing about Konoha
teammates.
is they're very 50. Like they can like you, but as soon as you do something, it could be the smallest thing and they'll turn on you. They'll throw shit at you. The people in Konoha are friendly at all.
The niggas fickle.
Little mistakes.
They very fickle, and I don't like this shit. So I think Sakuma was more a good parent than a bad
we didn't say horrible.
Yeah, he's just an in between.
I think the only thing that makes him in between is the fact he killed himself. But I think he also resolved that when he talked to Kakashi. When Kakashi
after the fact.
So I really think he was. I think he was more good than bad. I hate that he killed himself, but I also can't say, well, you're a bad parent because you killed yourself. No, wait a minute, you're less of a good parent because you killed yourself. Because you didn't try to bring yourself out of your depression.
All right, well, next we got Jing from Hunter x Hunter. You already know Gon's dad, the captain of, Hit It Then Get Out.
Whoa. You're not gonna do that. Nope. Not while I'm here. Nope.
Drop the seed, then go ahead and leave.
Nope.
This is y'all's now.
I'm not allowing it. Nope. Hell no.
This is y'all's now.
You know why I'm here.
I don't want to know.
What we're not gonna do is tell half.
Man pulled up and dropped the nigga off like it was daycare.
This person narrative. That's what we're not gonna do. So
you can have.
If we're gonna actually talk about Jing, we have to take into account all the facts and what he did do and what he didn't do, right? So
okay, let's bring us these facts.
And we don't know whoever has the child, correct? We know we never get the information on Gon's mother. So let's not assume too much. Either they didn't work out, she may not be alive, she could be the same type of person as Jing, where she was doing her own shit. We just don't know. So we can't speculate too much. But what we do know is that Jing took his son instead of her, right? So he took his son, he had him with him for probably 1 or 2 years while he was doing Greed Island or whatever. And then Jing, being self-aware, knows that I am still selfish and I'm not in a position to where I can actively raise a child effectively. So what does Jing do? He takes it's
Here
my
y'all
time.
go.
What does he do? He don't just drop him off at some orphanage. He literally takes him to who? The closest person in the world to him, his cousin, right? He leaves him there with family. And not only that, he leaves something behind because if you don't know the manga, then the Freeze, like their last name, it's actually like they're essentially like all adventurers. Like they're all drawn to adventure. And like Jing's father, who in the anime they say he just disappeared or whatever. If you read the manga, you know where he's at and what he's doing. Allegedly, supposedly. But anyways, so Jing takes him back to Will Island amongst family and goes back to doing what he's doing. And when he does that, he leaves something for his son. Because knowing that it's his son and it's their family, he knows he's probably going to try to follow in his footsteps. So what does Jing do? He leaves something for him because he knows he's going to try to become a hunter. So he leaves him, the stuff for Greed Island. It's like, okay, this is what I made. I want you to enjoy this. I want you to understand like what I've been doing while you've been gone. And if you think about back to the tape, he even says like, if you want to find me, I'm not going to try to find you because how can I face you? Because I chose being a hunter over raising you. Now, if this was somebody that didn't give a fuck about his son, not only would he have not left shit, he would have literally like not given a fuck at all. But instead, he set up all these things behind him to A, make his son stronger, and B, follow in his footsteps because he knows his son is going to want to do the same things that he's doing because it's literally a family thing. Like being a freak, that's literally what they do. And so when he does get to the point to where once he beats Greed Island, that's one hiccup that I actually did not like that Jing did. Like he could have let Gon come find him using a company, but Jing, being the person that he is, wanted him to come by himself, and he didn't. So what does he do instead? He sends him to his best friend, and that's where he meets Kite, and then we know that the details of Chimera Ant arc. In the Chimera Ant arc, what happens to Gon? He's basically on the verge of death, right? So this transitions us into the chairman election arc, where a lot of people say, "Oh, well, Jing didn't give a fuck about Gon. His son was on his deathbed." Da, da, da. Yes, this is true, but Jing literally, well, not Jing, Pariston literally says he knew when Jing didn't care about seeing him, that he knew either he had a way for him to get back, or he knew that he was going to be revived, so he didn't bother because he knew it was going to be fine. And that's literally the reason why he didn't go see him, because he literally wanted him to chase him, and he know he wasn't going to die. And then at the end of it, when he does actually come back, like Jing actually like realizes the exact moment because he felt, and then shit happened. He stays there, they talk, they meet at the World Tree, and then after the anime ends, them niggas are literally fucking buddies. Like they call each other and talk to each other on the phone. Like it's not like he just abandoned his fucking child. Like he literally is behind the scenes making shit happen the entire time. So this whole narrative, oh, Jing don't give a fuck, like this shit is not true. If anything, this nigga is an absentee father like Sasuke doing his own shit.
How would you feel about that one?
Okay, I'll say that. I understand, and I agree. I agree to a point, you know what I mean? But he could have at least, sent that nigga a birthday card. He could have, he could have did the bare minimum.
Like a father-daughter.
But no. But think about it like this. If your pops leaves you your entire life and then randomly sends you a birthday card, how you gonna feel about that?
True.
Did he even know what Jing?
I think he's saying like when Gon is really like.
Yeah, all he had was a picture of him.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
No,
I thought he didn't know. Forgot.
But Jing is also a hunter. Like there's not going to be you can't even get information on Jing. Like he's a high level hunter. You're not going to be able to just dig up information on him, like pictures and shit like that. That's why he had the tape over itself. Like you can tell all these things from different analysis and stuff.
This nigga letters.
We about to say
this nigga letters or some shit. Like I'm saying, I said he could have sent like Aaron was saying about the birthday cards. He could have at least like as soon as Gon was like old enough and cognizant enough to understand what the fuck was going on. As soon as like started sending him birthday cards,
Okay, well at least my dad cares.
Nigga, he
about
left
me
him
and
a
gives me
game to play.
a game
Nigga,
where
he
he
could have
could have
died on the
died.
island. Like what? He's a hunter.
I know that. I'm just
But the thing
saying,
is,
there's
though,
a way to do
this
things.
is another instance of a father believing in his child, but because Jing, the way Jing goes about it, that people don't care for because he's not there. People don't care about that detail. Like Jing never had any disbelief in his child. He literally told Razor don't go easy on my son because I know he's gonna be strong enough to deal with the shit. And if you don't fuck around, he's gonna beat you. Like.
I see. I'm still wishy-washy on that because I get it. At one point, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? Have faith and trust in your son, right? But then another thing, I'm like, you kind of on high key. If Gon did not meet Killua, this a whole different story. That niggas might be dead. Like a lot of things had to go in motion purposefully for Gon to be where he is now. And
do you think? If he didn't meet Killua, he'd be dead?
I just don't think he'd be in the same situation he is now. Because Killua in a lot of ways saves and helps him in ways that he could not help himself. Like Killua was a god level best friend when it comes to Gon.
True. If it wasn't for Aloha,
and Luca,
that's also not true either.
How else would he have woke up then?
Bro, I literally just told, like, the whole reason why Jing didn't care because he himself had a way to fucking bring him back. That's why he never was concerned. Like, even when Leorio was talking shit, like when he was like, go see him and he might wake up, he was like, why'd you think that? And like, what makes you think he's gonna die? He literally told Parison he's not gonna die. Like, I know this. He had no knowledge of Aluka at all. Why would he say something like that if he didn't either have a way or knew somebody or knew a way of reviving him?
I would say even if you did have a way of reviving your child, you would still want to make sure your son is.
I feel like a lot of illusions being made.
Like, I see where you're coming from, Leek. I see where you're coming from, Leek. Like, yeah, he had a way. That's great. He had a way to bring him back anyway. But the fact of the matter is even if I have a way to bring my own child back, let me use my mom for example, because I'm not a parent. Even if my mother had a way to bring me back, mom's go drive to Hattiesburg to check on her child.
But you also have to understand the dynamic of the story.
Yeah, I have to.
Like, your mom ain't no hunter.
I do understand that.
Nigga, she got a hunter's license. She out here catching criminals.
She could be something.
What is it you not telling us, Panda? What's really going on in Mississippi then? No. I need to know what's going on in Mississippi then if your mom got the hunter's license.
Well, depends on what kind of
one type of hunter. You hunt down either criminals or other hunters that are not doing what the fuck they're supposed to be doing.
Okay, you got me. My mom's Batman. Anyway,
she'd be a gourmet hunter.
Those exist. You hunt down food, Panda?
My mama does go down in the kitchen though, so she might be.
I personally, again, Jing is in between for me because of those reasons. But then I feel like he relies on a lot of things that, you know. I feel like he relies on a lot of stuff that's really happenstance. Like, you know, like he like there's no way that he could have predicted everything that happened in the way that it happened for Gon, because
I don't think anybody's saying he predicted every detail about it.
But that's what I'm saying, because a lot like for Gon to find him and for them to find him in the way that he did, it took a lot of certain things falling into place and people that he had to meet and be friends with. You know what I mean? What if Gon didn't grow up as like a happy child or something like that? What if that man grew up spiteful as fuck? Like, he might not, like, the same thing might not happen.
So
what if he grew up like Gut?
Why would Jing think that's gonna happen when he left him with his cousin? Like, you're not answering my question.
Happen.
Why would
I will say that. What if
he left him with his cousin and his grandmother in his hometown?
You said he knew. Baby, things happen. Things happen in motherfuckers in their hometown every day.
You're not answering my question.
Bankroll fresh.
It ain't like he just, all right, let me drop this nigga at the port. This nigga handed him to his cousin. It was like, all right, so yeah, this is what happened, and I need you to raise him.
Please. Respectfully.
Respectfully. I'll never be back. Respectfully.
But what we're saying is, even if we understood that that's your family, we're saying circumstances could have happened. What if one of the fucking Crollo Lucifer in the gang decides to come to the fucking island because they need something from the island and end up slaughtering everybody?
Okay, what if we could just throw around scenarios?
What Aaron is saying, Leek, is he said because Jing. Aaron, say what you just said.
I feel like Jing he just relied on a lot of things going in the way that he wanted them to for him to meet Gon. Because I mean, unless Jing, like, it's not like I forget what anime this is, but it's not like that one like the parent or like the person is like literally like he was there the whole time. We just never saw him. Like one of those type of things. Jing was out there doing his own goddamn thing. He was out there chilling, doing his own shit, and then Gon just caught up to him. Like it wasn't like he was like Gon is like. Yeah, I'll see him one day. That's what Jing was thinking. He was like, I left him all the clues. I'll see him. He'll meet me at the supermarket. You know what I mean? In a few years. Like,
he met his ass at the supermarket.
And boom, next thing you know, Gon is part of the band of Hawks.
Okay, now
and
we
his nigga dead because he just want sex.
See the scenarios we gotta come up with to try to justify this nonsense. See how we doing this? See the links we have to go to throw dirt on Almighty Jing's name.
Oh my God.
We're just trying to say, Lee, is that things could have been, we're not disagreeing with you, but things could have been done a lot better. Not to say Jing had to be this hands-on, super loving, amazing, always there father, but if things didn't go the way they did, Gon could have been in a totally different position, opposite to what Jing expected. The thing about life is it could have been, it doesn't go the way you always want it to. Yeah, you plan for it, but when man makes plans, God laughs. Has a good big ass struggle with that shit. So we're saying like you could have checked on the nigga a little bit more, because not everything's gonna go the way you want it to. Even your son. Mind you, my mom has all the faith in the world of me because I'm her daughter. Both my parents do. But at the same time, my mom's still gonna worry because I might be her daughter, but the world is different and unpredictable when it comes to a lot of shit.
That's true.
All I know is
that's true.
Jing ain't worried about his.
All I'm saying is, what if when they were fighting the spiders, right? And they was fighting them, right? What if Gon? Because Gon could have died. Gon was not strong enough at that time to fight though. That nigga could have got fucked up.
Are we blaming that on Jing?
We're not blaming that on Jing, but I'm saying
we're not blaming that on Jing.
He didn't know that was gonna happen. Like exactly.
Can't account for everything that's gonna happen.
But nobody
account for everything that could possibly
There's only
happen.
like two. Well, I'd say probably three things we can say that Jing directly manipulated. One, influencing his son to become a hunter. Two, getting him to play Greed Island. And three, meeting up with Kite. Outside of that, things just happen as they happen. He just put him in positions where he got him to do certain things where he wanted to influence him or meet certain people, and that was that.
Exactly. He could have came back, he could have trained his son and then been like, all right, I got shit to do, and bounce, and knew that Gon would have been able to survive.
So you want him to be gone, then come back to train him, then leave again. That's what
he could do that.
That's what you And Goku, you see how Goku wasn't on the good father list? Did you have him as bad father? Is that what you want?
But you trying to have.
I didn't say anything about him being a good father. I didn't say he wasn't a bad one. I said he's literally supposed to be indifferent. Like that's where he's supposed to be.
But he was a little.
He said he's worse than Goku. Absolutely the fuck not.
He might be a little bit. At least Gohan met Goku plenty of times.
Aaron,
know his
did
dad
you not
looks
just
like.
Discuss how this nigga threw the biggest villain a fucking sensu bean? It was like, hey, go beat my son up. Basically, he got it. Don't even worry about it.
Didn't you just say that Jing told one of the strongest people in Greed Island to go fuck his son up because if not, his son gonna be. That's kind of similar. That's kind of similar.
He literally said his son was going to beat him. What you mean?
What do you think? And you ain't think Goku?
he'd
You
get his
ain't think
stuff
Goku didn't think that Gohan was gonna fight him? You think Goku that he didn't think Gohan was gonna beat Cell? He didn't think that Goku go.
Nigga, you can think you gonna beat him. That'll be all right. Let me raise his HP back to 100 real quick. Let me help him out because I want you to fight him at full strength. Even though I just fought him first, so you can learn your combination. Just a little bit better, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
But besides that, it's basically the same situation.
Basically,
the only added thing is that it's pretty much the same situation. He literally told Razor, what you just said, you can fight my son to your full strength. He got it. Goku said, Cell, you can fight my son to your full strength.
So we gonna take one instance out of the whole story. Like, nah, they're the same person. Alright. This nigga Goku died and decided to stay dead because he didn't want to come back. This nigga Goku was alive and then decided to come back.
Jing decided to stay gone. Jing decided to stay the fuck gone. He could have came the fuck back and see his son.
Wishy-washy shit. I'm a partially raised him, then go dip the fuck on. He literally, alright. I'm not a father, so I'm not gonna try to be something I'm not. So I'm gonna leave you with my family. This nigga Goku was like, you know what? I'm not really feeling this shit. There's other niggas out here that can fight, so you on your own. You know what? Take care of your little brother too, and take care of your mama. I hope you're doing good in school. You talking about riding the car?
Wait.
Didn't even talk to these niggas.
Did Goku have friends who also look after Gohan and then people like? Then he. I mean,
did he ask his friend? He threw his son up.
Yeah,
Piccolo decided to step up and be the father because Goku couldn't be that shit. Goku was there and couldn't be a good dad and couldn't train his son.
I mean, Jing could have been there and wasn't a good dad and couldn't train his son.
You comparing a nigga that was never there to a nigga decided to come and leave and come and leave. The nigga knew who he was and decided not to fake it, and y'all mad at it.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it. We really
he's in between. I don't think he's there.
Meanwhile, you got niggas like Sasuke out here almost offing his only kids. No.
We never said this.
All these absentee fathers out. What we're not gonna do is single out Jing when these niggas out here damn near killing their kids. You said what?
Now, what? We are literally discussing Jing. What you mean, niggas talking about Jing? Because he's on the list.
Exactly, and I'm defending the nigga, but no. No, he should have did this, he should have did that. Well, you know who else should have did some shit? Let's name all these niggas that should have been doing shit too. Because it's a lot of niggas way worse than Jing out here. It's a whole bunch of niggas way worse
help
than
your
Jing.
point.
We
never said it was the worst. Never said it was the worst. We just said he's in between.
He damn sure ain't bad compared to these other niggas.
But he ain't good.
He right where he supposed to be.
Oh my god.
I mean, his heart might have been in the right place,
but we not gonna disrespect.
All right. We gonna take this like 3 hours.
I remember heart was in the right place, but you said with a fucking cane.
The cane is back.
We gonna take this in like 3 hours. We'll take like 3 hours. Okay.
Right. Anyway, when you in a wheelchair, you can't even walk.
Okay, let's move from Gon's dad to Killua dad. What we think about Silva Zoldyck? What do you think about him?
Bro, they tortured their kids, bro. That shit's bad.
This nigga's a product of his environment. He's not a good dad, but he's not a bad one either. Imagine being raised up in a family full of assassins. And give birth to your own family full of assassins. Like, that's all you have to do.
It's just like.
But then at the end, though, he had that moment of, well, I want you to go be like, stay with your friends, don't betray your friends. But he also under the back behind that is like, nah, he gonna come back. He's gonna be an assassin. Like, okay, who are you really? Like, do you really want him to be with his friends? Are you banking on him? Are you banking on all the stuff you drilled into him to come back to the surface? It's like he can't do this and come back. So it kind of seems mad disingenuous.
Well, I'll say this to be devil's advocate. I'll say he's being necessarily good in the idea that he wants his son to follow on the business, but he wants him to make his own decision in doing it. He thinks he'll come back, but he's also not going to force him to come back.
I mean, it sounded a lot like Orochimaru.
That's why I had.
I want you to. You're gonna join me because you want to join me, not because I'm forcing you to.
I mean, that's not a bad.
I really don't. I kind of think of Silva similar to a way like Grisha, raising his son. He's the only one who knows how. Nothing necessarily. His mom's Killa's mom's worse than his father's. Let's just be honest.
We can't ignore the fact that they got
his mom being
their child locked up in the basement.
Yeah,
that's also true.
Let's not forget about that. It's not just about Killua. Luca locked up in the basement, and they refuse. They refuse to call her by the gender that she wants to go by as well.
That's also true.
Oh, that shit.
That's trash for that too.
Sorry.
He literally tells Killua, "Don't think of that thing as your sibling." Ooh.
Alex is so adorable.
Until you find out that something is from the Dark Continent and shit.
Dangerous as fuck. Like, imagine, bro. I couldn't be a maid trying to take care of them.
Yeah.
Pick me up. Give me a high five. Play with me.
Dead.
And then boom, who becomes this baby face change? Like y'all.
They also use something to experiment on the damn butlers to see what her powers were and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that shit on purpose. They squished that girl face and killed her. I was like, oh no, Alika. Damn. Why you do that?
But that's all the parents we have for the day. We went a little longer than usual. I'm still gonna get through the news real quick. I'm gonna try to run through it as I usually do. We have long episodes. First, we have experienced Attack on Titan manga inspired feast. So there's actually a cafe in Japan that is serving Attack on Titan, manga inspired food. And it's supposed to be, I guess, in celebration for the new season coming out. All I know is I kind of want to taste it, but it also kind of sounds weird as fuck to me. I'm just saying, you're going to have Titan booty hole on the menu. I'm not sure what you're going to be eating, but it just sounds wild to me.
What?
It just sounds wild to me.
They really okay. Motherfuckers eat ass for real.
Lord,
eat that booty for real. So y'all see that picture of you know what? Never mind. I ain't gonna talk about that. That's next week.
Yes.
Next we have. If you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, next we have Crunchyroll reveals Noblesse. Anime's trailer, cast, staff, and then the October premiere. As we all know, Crunchyroll is gathering the Infinity Stones, the 2020 anime. It's because they have four. They got 4 anime that's exclusive. They need one more. That's all the Infinity Stones. So maybe they'll drop something in the winter for us, and then they'll have the power of Thanos. Next we have Mappa's gymnastics TV anime premiered with a promo video. I'm interested in this. I like watching some newer sports anime, so this looks interesting. And Mappa's, they did a lot of good stuff this year, so interested to see if they come with this. So that's that. Next we have Variety. AT&T asked at least $1 billion for Crunchyroll from multiple buyers. So AT&T is offering to sell off Crunchyroll. I don't know why. They should probably be making hella bank from fucking Crunchyroll right now. But
Crunchyroll.
Sony's looking to buy it for $1.5 billion, and we don't really know who else are the other buyers, but that's the idea right now. Next, we have Netflix adds The Promised Neverland anime on September 1st. So if you haven't watched it yet, now's the time to watch it. This is the time in which we're going to convince Braxton to watch it because she hasn't seen it yet. Next, we have the dub and the sub. It's going to be nice on there. Next, we have Sword Art Online opens a Kirito only shop because Kirito is waking up in Alicization. I think this is also the reason why people don't like Sword Art Online, because they don't be focusing on the other characters. What's wrong with you? They'll be doing it enough. But Alicization is amazing. You should be watching it. If you're not, I don't know what's wrong with you. Next, we have NHK Act Age story writer Tatsuya Masuki was arrested on suspicion of committing indecent acts with a minor. I'm not going to go into this article, but basically the writer of Act Age, the manga, if you were interested in it, it's canceled. It's no longer going to be on Viz Media because he's been arrested for doing some really some really nasty stuff, some stuff that a nigga should get killed over. All right, don't touch children. Don't touch children. It's simple. Don't touch children. Next, and also the stage play for the manga act age was also canceled after his arrest. Next, you have Crunchyroll to stream Jujutsu Kaisen in October, which is a big surprise.
Ready for it.
For anime. Yeah, we all. I cannot wait for that shit to come out. Bo's been hyping me up about it for a minute now since he started reading. Yeah, I've heard. I heard the read is amazing.
I'm gonna start reading it tomorrow.
But
Leek, I might
make
text
sure you read the
tomorrow
prequel first. It's like 3 chapters.
I'm also gonna read it too. Thank you for that.
What's the name of the prequel?
I hope you guys all enjoy it.
Let me find it. I got the link for it. That shit is heat.
I hope you guys all enjoy it because I would not be reading it, but it's fine. That's one of the 4 of the Crunchyroll has exclusive. It was Inspector, Tower of God. Oh no, that's 5. They actually have 5 right now. They do got all the Infinity Stones because Inspector was technically a Crunchyroll original, and they had Tower of God, God of High School, No Bless, and Jujutsu Kaisen. They already got those. Maybe they are trying to get the Dragon Balls, but right now they got the Infinity Stone. Next we have new. I don't know. They trying to collect everything right now, as we see. Next up, new Gintama anime films teaser claims a January 2020 film is the finale for real. So if you're a Gintama fan, there's something coming, but it's going to be the last thing forever? ? Who knows? Next up, New York Comic Con cancels its physical event and announces a digital event. If you were going to go to it, I don't know what else you expected. This was going to happen no matter what. I will go to the website to find out more details. Next, we have Killer joins One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 game as DLC. I haven't played Pirate Warriors 4, but I've heard a lot of great things about it. So if you've been waiting for this to come out, look, it's time. Next, we have Tight Kubo. Kubo's 4-chapter Burn the Witch manga debuts on August 24th. Burn the Witch should be getting a movie, I believe, this year. I don't know if it got pushed back or not, but Burn the Witch, I believe, is having its own little movies coming out, and it's supposed to be in the same world as Bleach. So I'm interested to see how it connects. This actually might be a manga I read. Who knows? I don't know. I'm like real wishy-washy on what I end up reading. But it sounds like it'll be something that's really good. I love the character designs and everything that's going on with it. Lastly, we have Toei, Kodansha, and other anime firms launch a YouTube initiative with overseas plans. So you might see some Toei, Kodansha, and other anime firms launching some concerted effort into having series and their movies releasing on YouTube. So that's all the news we have for today. Now we're on to last words. This we talk your shit. You give your slander. Say what you got to say. You can be nice, but that's whatever y'all want to do. And how about we start up this time? Let's start with Panda. Let's go, Panda. What's your last words?
Thank you for having me on this episode. I'm happy to be on here once again. Given the movie, this is in addition to the announcements or whatever, the news. Given the movie is coming out August 22nd, make sure y'all watch the anime. It's on Crunchyroll. It's only 12 episodes. Read the manga and everything. It's a really good boys love manga, anime, and stuff. So I think y'all should check it out. It's really cute. I'm really ready for Sentimental to release the song that was on the trailer. I'm gonna drop the trailer link for y'all and stuff, but make sure y'all check it out. It's really awesome. But love y'all. Stay safe, social distance. Wear a mask. Please wear a mask. Please. I'm begging you, wear a mask. Please, because y'all are. Even if you don't believe in that corona is a real thing, over 160,000 people are dead. So yeah, woo. Wear a mask.
I did watch Given, so
Okay,
Given is good. They've got the Black Anime stamp of approval.
We're gonna talk about this after this recording is
Okay.
over. Yay.
Next we have Leek. Go ahead. What you got? What's your last words, my guy?
Like Panda said, thanks for having me on. Follow the Worst Generation podcast on Twitter at @worstgen_pod. Fuck with the Run My Fades. It's funny that this episode we're on right now is dropping this week, and this weekend I was gonna do a Run My Fade for like having to build your own anime family. So that's gonna be fun for me, not for y'all, because it's definitely gonna be having y'all block me probably because it's gonna be really, really bad. But yeah, fuck with the Worst Generation podcast. We fuck with y'all. Shout out to Black Anime Twitter, man. Keep moving the culture, keep supporting everybody, man. everybody be safe, wear a mask, wash your fucking hands. Don't go nowhere unless you have to, because you can get this shit anywhere. Even if you don't believe in it, you might be sick. You could get anybody else sick. So just be careful, be safe. Love y'all.
That's 100. All right, Ev, what you got?
I just want to thank our guests for coming on to today's episode of podcast. And September 1st, Bonko's Book Club is going to be dropping, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, what everybody else say.
All right, so for me, again, I want to thank Panda for coming on again. Always love having Panda on. And I want to thank Leek for coming on for his first time ever. Definitely going to be, more than just once. Always happy to have anybody from Worst Gen on. Anybody, all of them at the same time. It always makes for good conversations, a good time. And for slander, it's another. We haven't watched much anime this week, nothing new or anything like that. So I don't have anything to slander. Sorry for people who look out for that. I will start slandering again. It's gonna come. But not this week. Kind of echo what everybody says, stay safe. For me, I just moved out here, and that was kind of, scary or big for me because, like I said, you can get it from anywhere. So if you're doing something big, you're moving, you're doing all stuff like that, be safe and do what you can to stay safe and, keep the ones around you safe as well. Also, as always, watch more anime. You have never watched enough. You may think you've watched enough, but you haven't. Watch more.
Watch One Piece.
That part.
Watch anime. Watch Fruits Basket.
There you go.
But you just watch anime.
Y'all laughing, but it's not your typical anime. It's not your typical shonen. No offense to One Piece, but if y'all want to try something new, something different, something more psychological, please watch Fruits Basket. It's on the second season.
All right, but thank y'all for listening. Peace out. Check y'all.
Yeah.
Deuces.
What was that? What was that? Oh my god.
You say cheese.
Hey, this is.
What's good, everybody? It's your co-host Bo, aka the Manga Mogul, aka the man who reads 1,000 things. I'm just here to thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Black Anime Podcast. If you want to join in discussion with myself and the other co-hosts, connect with us on Twitter and Instagram at BLXXK Anime. Again, that's at BLXXK Anime. I also wanted to remind you guys to check out our Patreon. The link will be in our description below. Depending on the tier that you guys subscribe to, you guys will gain access to exclusive podcasts with our monthly guests, link to join our Discord server with other listeners and us as the Black Anime host, and you also guys get discounts on future Black Anime merch. So it's a pretty cool deal. Again, thank you guys for listening to the episode, and don't forget to look out for our next episode.